Mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Testing 1, 2, 3, mic check.
understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Yes, I did, and they go by fast. It's amazing. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. I have a brand new biblical question, and I'll get into that in a minute here. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JLPpeterson.com/show. JLPpeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about and you just can't watch the show as it has happened, you would want to, but you got to run around and do whatever it is you got to do. Go to work, go running, go lift weights or whatever, or making breakfast or putting your children in a public school system for destruction. You can podcast the show, but you can listen on your phone as it is happening, no matter where you are in the whole wide world. You can still listen on your phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bon JLP Cash App. Bon JLP Cash App. Amazing. It is also amazing that it is also amazing that it's Monday again. And this month is going by like 90 going north. 90 going north. What a mess. It is also amazing that it is Female Monday.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States.
I get angry, I guess, when you mention that someone should have a children.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I'm speaking.
If someone's crying, they're hurting, it is over.
I didn't even put you on the hot seat yet. When she's crying, she's lying. Amazing. Amazing. A spiritual battle. And the sooner you realize that for yourself, the sooner you will be free. So last week, we dealt with the biblical question. Well, we did on Sunday. at Sunday Fellowship, which was amazing, by the way. You can, if you were not there or you just want to watch it over, you can podcast it at rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/church, rebuildingtheman.com/church. And we dealt with last week, biblical question, do you have humility? What is it? Do you have humility? What is it? And a lot of people responded, and it was amazing responses. They were amazing. And again, these biblical questions are to encourage those men and women who are working to overcome. They just don't want to live that way anymore. They want to be free. And you can, so they're waking up. They're working on themselves. So it is to remind you to stay present. Always know where you are and what you're doing at all times, and you can't go wrong. And so lots of amazing responses to the biblical question last week. Do you have humility? What is it? And some of those responses were amazing, but real humility is when you finally give up trying to change your life. When you can admit that you cannot change yourself. That you've done all you can do to try to change your nature and you can't do it. When you finally say, you know what, God, I've done all I can do and it ain't working. I give up and let your will be done. That is humility. Because you realize that your life is not in your hand at all. You're not in control. There's nothing you can do. And then you stop being mad or angry or overreacting or reacting, period, to the fact that you can't change yourself. It's enough to see it and do nothing about it, and seeing it, which is the light of truth, will change it. It really, really will. Some people say, you know what, Jesse, I have a rough time doing the silent prayer. It's hard to do. They say, the only reason it's hard to be still and let the will of the Father be done is because when you see those thoughts, you still think that you need to do something. Or you believe the lie that, oh, Lord, I got all these thoughts, it's not working. And you become angry or frustrated or even give up. Some people give up. But if you can see those thoughts and realize that of yourself, you can't even see the thoughts. It is shown to you by separating you from them by the light of truth, by the spirit of truth. You cannot make yourself see anything because most people are caught up in thoughts and don't even know that they are, because they have believed and given into a lie that they are their thoughts, good or bad, which are both the same, by the way. But when you can see that nothing you can do about it but be aware of them, and that even that requires the light to shine on them, you will be free. So humility is an amazing thing, which is most people don't have because they're unwilling to admit, of myself I can do nothing, and of myself I know nothing. It is an amazing thing. So check it out. We discussed it yesterday in the fellowship, rebuildingtheman.com/church. Brand new biblical question. Brand new biblical question. Where are you seeking to exert yourself? Where are you seeking to exert yourself? We don't have the open yet, but that's the biblical question. I thought it was red. I wish they had told me. Where are you seeking to exert yourself? Can someone tell me why we don't have it? And why didn't you tell me we didn't have it? Amazing, huh? Where are you seeking to exert yourself? Amazing. So, unless your head was under a rock somewhere, I guess everyone know by now that there was yet, according to the reports, another assassination attempt on the Great White Hope, according to the report. And I don't know of any other president. Maybe it did in the old days, but I don't know. I don't know of any other president where something like this has happened to before. Evil, which dwells in human beings, literally hate this president. They hate this president like no other president that I'm aware of, at least in recent time. And it's inside of human beings, and they hate this president because he is of good. That's why they hate him. Evil hate good. And especially because he is a male, made in the image of God, a son of God, and evil hate God. And so since it can't get to God at all, it has no power, no authority. It goes after the sons of God, especially those sons who are walking in the light. And Donald Trump is an example of a man, a son of God, who's walking in the light. And this is amazing to see the limit, the extreme limit that people would go through to try to hurt him. Whether you agree with him or not, if you disagree, why can't you just say, okay, I disagree, and walk away? And go and live your life, and when somebody else runs again, vote for them. Why do you have to try to kill him? And I've not seen so much hatred from the media, from the government, the Democrat, especially the Democratic government, and the rest, some American people who just hate him. And this is why you don't have to, but you should live a life of neither agreeing or disagreeing and have a wait-and-see attitude about all things. Because at some point, we're going to see if what he said will work or not. But most people can't wait. Their ego, their evil nature will not allow them to wait and see. It will not allow them to have a wait and see. Amazing, huh? So according to Axios, shots rang out at the White House correspondent dinner on Saturday night. Watch this from ABC News.
Now to the terrifying moments after gunshots rang out at last night's White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington, D.C.
This was the chaotic scene as a man rushed past a security checkpoint at the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night with shots fired before the suspect was tackled to the ground by the Secret Service.
He was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives.
And here's the suspect close up, lying shirtless on the ground, identified by law enforcement sources as 31-year-old Cole Allen of Torrance, California. The evidence growing that the suspect may have planned the attack well in advance. Officials said Allen was a guest at the Washington Hilton where the event took place. And according to law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation, he's believed to have booked a room in early April.
It is clear, based upon what we know so far, that this individual was intent on doing as much harm and as much damage as he could.
According to law enforcement sources, Allen is allegedly declining to answer questions, but allegedly made some reference to targeting administration officials, but was not specific.
That's amazing. Amazing. Hell on earth. Why can't you just disagree? Why don't you see that there is something wrong with disagreeing in anger? Why? Why can't you see that? An investigation is underway. Watch this from ABC News.
Overnight, the FBI, Secret Service, and local law enforcement launching a massive nationwide investigation into Allen's background and to try to track his recent movements. He is believed to have traveled from Los Angeles to Chicago to D.C. before checking into the hotel on Saturday. Only hours after the attack, the FBI and SWAT teams were already descending on the suspect's home in California. Authorities also have warrants for Allen's mobile devices and computers as they seek to exploit any social media posts and to look for other evidence. Allen is a trained mechanical engineer working as a tutor, according to a LinkedIn page connected to him. He graduated from Caltech in 2017 and from California State University, Dominguez Hills in 2025, according to representatives for both schools.
Amazing. You still think that anger is good? You still believe that you need anger to protect yourself? You need it in order to speak up? You still think, well, anger is normal. Jesus was angry. And you believe that he had the type of anger that you have. You still believe that? You got to be out of your mind. You got to be out of your mind to believe emotions are good. Emotions are natural. Emotions are from God. It's not true. And for those men and women who are waking up, they're starting to see that it's not true. Isn't that something? According to a report, this guy is from California, right down the road from where we are. According to his manifesto, he referred to himself as friendly federal assassin. This is from the Sky News.
So let's kind of break down exactly what is in this manifesto. It really does suggest all of this political anger directed certainly at the Trump administration square, at members of the Trump administration, where he talks about the higher the better, essentially, that he refers to himself as the friendly federal assassin. And his sister, talking to her local law enforcement, said that he had been increasingly involved in some left-wing groups in Los Angeles and had also practiced at a local gun range. Those two weapons that law enforcement says that were recovered off of his body, the reason why he was stripped and covered in that blanket, Laura, I should mention, is because law enforcement took off his clothes in order to discover all of those weapons to make sure he wasn't carrying anything else on him. It was a pistol that was purchased in 2023, a shotgun that you have the image of that was purchased in 2025. Those weapons were stored here in Torrance, California at his parents' home. We understand the parents had no idea. They did not know that those weapons were here in their home.
Amazing. And according to the report, when you watch the video, you see this guy sprinting through the security people there with all those guns on him. What the? Can you hear evil telling him in his imagination, all thoughts are all lies, right? All the time. Telling him, you can do this. Take your guns to Washington, D.C. Dress up, cover them up, and run through the protection there, the security protection. And he did it, according to the report, and allegedly. That is mind-blowing to me. But this is hell on earth. It is hell on earth. And it's going to get worse. I hear people asking in different reports and stuff, have you ever seen so much anger before in America? Maybe it's been there or not, but it's more prevalent and known now because of the internet. You can see it and hear it all the time. But the human heart has always been wicked until it is renewed from hate to love. But I don't know if you know of any other president who has been so hated to this degree by the government, the media, and regular folks. Let me know. Not that the media and the government are not regular people. Their job title is just different. But they're still regular people. Okay, I got to find out what's going on with the phones here. I'm told they're not working. So I'll be back. Nobody's communicating with me, so I got to go ask. And I'll be back in a moment. Today I have with me Jay Lamar, and Jay Lamar is a certified executive matchmaker and dating coach with his company, We Find Him. Welcome, Jay Lamar.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate
Thank you so much.
coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
So, before I get all into, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am. I love the Lord.
You're a Christian?
Yes.
And what does it mean to be a Christian?
To me, it just means to love God and love God's people and love all people.
You love all people? And why?
I don't want to be judged until it's Judgment Day, and so I love all people.
And how long have you been a Christian?
My walk with Christ started when I was 12 years old. And so I remember at 12 years old, you know, going through a lot of different situations in school with being bullied and stuff like that. I would wonder, like at night, my mom would say your prayers and tell God what you want. And at 12 years old, you know, I seen him start to answer some of the prayers that I asked him. And then I got baptized at 12, so.
Amazing.
My father left us when we were about like 11 or 12.
What was it like for you when he left?
It was a void in the household.
Amazing. So you have your father and your mother had all boys?
All boys.
Real men made boys first, huh? Amazing.
All boys, yeah.
Good, man. So are you married and have children, or how's that going?
Not yet. I'm single, and which is always interesting. People say, how's the matchmaker single? In my 20s, I was engaged twice. So I know what it feels like to be in a committed partnership. I just haven't made it down the aisle yet, but it's coming in due time.
And why did you marry one of those times?
You know what? Infidelity, just a lot of, you know, I was young.
So the girls cheated on you?
They were guys. They were guys.
They were what?
They were guys.
You were engaged to guys? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really? And they cheated on you?
Yeah.
What was it like for you when they cheated on you?
You know, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. It was. At such a young age, I didn't understand why.
So in your dating service, it's called For Him?
We Find Him.
We Find Him. So you match men up together?
I match men and women.
Men and women?
Yes.
Two women or male and female?
Whoever, everybody.
Do you get both?
Yes.
All kind of coming to you?
Oh, yes, yes.
So you match two men, two women,
a man
and a woman. Are you surprised that men and women come to you looking for men and women, straight men and straight women?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you surprised that straight men and women don't have a problem with your service because you put men together and women, woman on woman?
No, I'm not surprised.
And why not?
I think, like I said before, it's all about your aura and who you are. I think because I'm such a great person, I like to think I'm a great person, that, you know, they know that what I'm doing is honest and it's great. And, you know, like I said, love is love. It's for everybody.
Are you surprised that two men would want to get married and all that kind of stuff?
No, I'm not surprised.
You're not? And why aren't you surprised at that?
Because I feel like everybody deserves love.
But for two men or two women to get married, it's not real. It's like a made-up idea.
Is it?
Right.
No, I don't think that.
Well, a real marriage between a male and female, right? That's the real deal. Everything
so what is your definition of marriage?
Between a man and a woman. So, and they do it under the umbrella of God, male and female, right? Everything else is like a false imitation of the real thing. As a Christian, you know that, right?
No.
You don't know that?
No, because I believe that in the Bible that I read, the New Testament that I read, love is love and God is love. So why can't two people of the same sex love each other?
But that kind of love is not real. It's not the real. It's based on sex. You know what I'm saying?
Based on like the sexual interaction?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why don't you think so?
Because, I mean, even for the people that I match, primarily the conversation isn't about sex. The conversation more so is about the mind, the interaction, the vibe, not necessarily a sexual interaction.
So when you think that when people get together, they'll think about each other's mind?
I think that when you think about something long term, you can't have sex any and everywhere, so there has to be something additional to the relationship outside of sex.
Even whenever I dated a woman, I didn't think about her mind. I was thinking about sex.
The whole time?
We'll deal with the mind later. But what drew me to her was the sex. My type of woman, I could have sex with this woman. I didn't care about the mind.
Really?
When did people start caring about the mind?
I think that they should when you think about marriage. When you think about like for a commitment forever. Were you married to the woman that you thought about?
No, because it was just about sex. So when I look at a woman, I'm thinking, wow, I wonder what her mind is like.
Yeah, don't you think about the empire that you can build together?
Maybe later down the road, if I wasn't, we do our thing, if I decide I want to marry.
So you're saying the initial
thing is about sex. Isn't that true?
I don't think that is for everybody.
Really?
Yeah, I think at a certain age, I feel like if you've had enough sex at a certain age, that's not the first thing you think about when you meet somebody.
One of the reasons that black men leave or don't date black women, especially here or big cities, is because black women are like bitches now.
What?
Yeah, and the men don't know how to deal with that because they never dealt with their mothers in the right way. And now these black women are becoming educated, and the more educated they are, the more of a bitch they become.
Oh my goodness.
And the guys just don't want to be bothered with that. Have you noticed that?
No, not necessarily. I feel like
You haven't noticed that they become bitches?
No, I feel like the more educated they become,
the more of a bitch they are.
No, the more to me, the more valuable they are in a relationship.
In what way?
They can add to the household.
Add hell, more hell.
Are you married?
No.
I see why.
I know, because I've noticed that women with degrees don't make for good wives and good mothers. That's what I always tell guys. Don't marry a woman with a degree. She's a bitch.
You would tell somebody that?
I tell them that all the time.
I am completely 100% appalled, and I do not agree with that one bit.
But
with that degree,
I don't want her to take any of that off me. I want her to be my wife, have my children, watch over my children when I'm out providing. I want her to be a woman, not to take anything away from me.
So wait a minute, so in your mindset, women shouldn't be educated?
Right.
What about your daughter? What about daughters? What about...
If they plan on becoming a wife and a mother, they shouldn't be educated.
But
if they're never going to get married, they got to take care of themselves. I have no problem with that. But in order to be a good wife and a mother, because it builds their ego, and they start to feel like they are better than the male.
What year are you in? It's 2021. These women are out here being mothers, wives,
I know, that's
judges,
why they're
lawyers. No, a lot of them are married.
Yeah, but the man is a beta. Beta.
What is a beta man? So do you think that men can't be stay-at-home fathers? Do you think that's something against that?
Any man that's stay-at-home father is a beta male.
Really?
He's a woman.
Really?
Yeah. You're not supposed to switch roles like that. That's abnormal.
Why is it abnormal if the wife is like a Supreme Court justice and she's, the household is taken care of, but she needs somebody in there helping with the children and stuff like that?
She needs to be in there. It's a God-given role for her to be there.
Really?
Being a Christian, you agree to that, right?
No, absolutely not.
Why not?
Because what about women pastors? I have several women. My aunt is one of my favorite pastors. No.
Don't tell them. Don't tell her. Don't say that out loud.
Women can't be pastors? Why?
Because it's not in their nature to lead. Women were created to follow. Men were created to lead.
Wow.
Have you noticed that?
In 2021?
Yeah, look how messed up everything. Anytime the woman takes over, the world goes to hell in a handbasket. Look at the children. When the father leaves the home, the kids become bastard cases because the mother doesn't have it in her to lead them. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely not. That absolutely not. So you think that when you get to the gates of heaven, do you honestly think that God is going to say, you're not a man, you're not a man, you're not a man, you're not a man, get out?
Absolutely. He ain't going to let you in. He won't have to say get out.
He's not going to let you in?
He won't open the gate.
That's crazy. God I serve going to let me in.
In the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, it was an embarrassment to be in your mess. You would never promote it as good. You wouldn't tell anyone about it. You go to God to overcome it, right? What happened to men that they are taking their mess and promoting it as good? What happened to a mindset like that?
Look, what are you saying is mess?
Like when two men want to get together as a husband and a wife, when two lesbians want to get together as a husband and wife.
That's not
Where
mess.
did the shame go that these people are promoting a sin as though it's a good? Black people used to be embarrassed by that. White people used to be at one point. Where did the shame go?
They're not embarrassed anymore, you think?
Some are. Some are not. But a lot are.
So
I
think we
the mindset of the male, what happened that they think it's okay to promote that?
I think that we're in a time where you just mind your own business. I don't care who you sleep with. I don't care who you're laying next to at night. I don't care.
I know, but it's not necessarily about what others think about it, right? In the good old days, it used to be about what the person thought about it. They knew that they were wrong, that they had an issue, right? And they would quietly overcome that issue rather than promoting it as a good.
You know what? As long as the person is good, I think that's all that should matter.
I noticed that women today are sluts and men are slut makers. Let's say I walked in your office and I would say, hey, Jay, Lamar, I'm looking for a slut. Would you find me a slut?
I don't even know what a slut is.
Do you know what a slut maker is?
No, what's a slut maker?
You never heard those terms?
I've never heard those terms.
A slut is a woman that has sex with a man before marriage.
And what's okay.
And a slut maker is a man that has sex with a woman before marriage.
Why are they sluts? Why are they just not people who just have sex?
Because they're not married.
And that makes them a slut?
Yeah.
Were you a slut or are you a slut?
I was a slut maker like 90 going north.
Oh, are you a slut now?
No. I clean my house up.
Okay.
Are you a slut maker?
No.
Were you ever a slut maker?
I don't even know what that is. I would never classify myself with using those terms.
Why not?
Because I'm not with those people.
You were never a slut maker?
I don't even know what that is.
So you never had sex out of wedlock?
I don't even know.
You don't know if you had? But how you going to help somebody if you don't know you had?
I would never use that term to describe anybody.
So you don't judge, right?
I don't. That's
so
none
if
of my
I came
business.
in your office and said, hey, Jay Lamar, I'm looking for a slut, you wouldn't judge me, right?
I wouldn't even know what a slut is. That word doesn't exist in my vocabulary.
But would you find me one?
I don't even know what that is. I can't find
But
it.
if I told you what it is, would you find me a slut?
No.
Why not? You're judging me.
No, I don't know what that is. So I wouldn't be able to find you that.
I want a woman that would have sex with more than one.
Oh, well, you can go find that yourself, right?
You wouldn't find me a slut?
No.
Why
I'm
not?
finding people to fall in love with.
What?
I'm finding people for you to fall in love with. I can talk to you about how to have better communication with people, how to be more patient, and how to use better words, like not to use like slut and slut maker, and just use words like people that like to have sex with other people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But if I did that, I wouldn't be myself. I would be what you taught me to be.
No, I'm more so guiding you on a better way to correspond and talk to people.
Man, things have changed. Let me ask, would you hook up drag queens too?
If they're looking for love, absolutely.
Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't.
And why not?
I haven't had one yet, but if I would be very open to it.
So if a drag queen walked in and said, hey, Jay Lamar, I'm looking for another drag queen, you would find a drag queen?
Yeah. If RuPaul walked in and asked me to match him up, I would.
With another drag queen?
With whoever RuPaul wanted to be with.
Really?
Yes.
Is there anything you wouldn't do other than find me a slut? Is there anything you wouldn't do?
Yeah, there are things that I wouldn't do, you know? Like I'm not gonna find you a slut. I'm not a madame. I'm not a pimp or anything like that. So I wouldn't do those things.
So if someone walked into your office, so you do discriminate then, right? Because there's some things you would not find for other people.
I don't think it's discrimination. I think it's just making your choice not to deal with something like that.
But that's discrimination.
I don't think it's
because if you don't discriminate, you wouldn't make that decision at all. You just give the person what they want.
No, our business is about finding love. So
but to them, that might be love.
I don't think that's defined as love.
To them, it might though.
Oh, and then we maybe need to sit down and have a coaching session. Like maybe I wish I would have met you when you were in your 20s and 30s when you were slut making.
Yeah.
I would have had a conversation with you about, okay, well, let's cut down on the slut making and figure out what's wrong.
What I don't understand, two guys cannot have children, right? Or two women can't have children together. Why would they bother getting married?
Because it's what they want to do, and that's their business. And they can't have children together. It's been proven.
A man can have a baby?
No, he can't have a baby, but they can have children.
How?
They can adopt. Surrogacy, there's several options. Do you not watch TV?
But that wouldn't be them doing it. They would be going outside of their homosexuality to have a baby, right? To get a baby. If God had wanted them to get married and have children, would he have made it so that they could do it together without having to go outside of their homosexuality?
You know what? I'm not comfortable having these type of religious conversations at all.
Why not? You're a Christian.
And I love the Lord, but I won't be demeaned in any type of way when it comes to my spirituality or the spirituality of anybody within the LGBTQ community. You don't have a right to judge them. I don't have a right to judge them. It makes me no difference at all who they choose to love. They're great people. I'm a great person. You may be a great person underneath it all. So people are allowed to love and honor and take care of what they want. If they want to marry somebody and have children by somebody or with somebody, they can do that. And God will still love them. If you can't see it, that's completely fine and perfect on your behalf. But you are not the creator. You are not the end all to be all. There is not a heaven or hell that you can put anybody in.
But so you feel offended with the question?
It's just a conversation and a demeanor as though it's something negative or something bad, and it's not.
Does it feel like it's something negative by me asking these things?
The way you're saying it is like making it like a negative thing, and it's not a negative thing. If you believe that, that's fine, but you don't have to address it in such a negative way.
So my belief that two guys cannot have a child is it a false belief?
But you're saying for them to go outside of their sexuality,
right.
They're still inside their sexuality. They're just going to have, they're having a child.
I know, but they have to step outside of that. God didn't make that possible. So why would God have made that possible?
So let me ask you
if He meant
something.
for them to get married and all that as a man, and as a Christian, why would God have not made that possible for two women or two men not to have to step outside of their homosexuality or lesbian to have babies? Why would He make it possible for them to stay in that and have a child or children?
People can have children, gay, straight, whoever.
But they can't have it. They have to step outside to get it.
They can have children.
But my question is, why wouldn't God have made that possible? Are you leaving?
I am leaving.
Don't go.
This is an inappropriate conversation.
Don't run.
And I'm not going to have it. I'm not running.
What the?
This is an inappropriate conversation.
My guest is leaving. I thought we were having fun.
It's not fun. It's inappropriate.
But you're the matchmaker, man, the executive matchmaker.
And I see why you're alone. God bless you.
All right, thank you. Amazing. Well, that is over. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. I just like real talk, you know. If we're going to do this stuff, we need to be honest about it. Another guest walked away from me. What the? And we didn't even do the hot seat. At least wait for the hot seat. All right, thank you, folks. That's over. That's a wrap. Take care. Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell
If you're willing to make racists feel validated by defending segregation, by saying that slavery was okay, by defending the unholy you to Jesus that was the Confederacy, because you can't claim to love Jesus and love slavery. You can't claim to love Jesus and love segregation. But it's interesting because I really do believe when folks make the choice you've made to be an African American who celebrates cruelty against African Americans, there's a lot of racists who'll want to hear that. And I've seen your comments. Oh, hello, comment section on YouTube. Hey, guys, love you back. I mean, Jesse, come on now.
African American, by the way.
Jesse, you're here. You're here to make a white audience that isn't upset about racism not feel bad about racism. You defend evil things done to black folks, and you attack black folks who fought for justice. I believe that if they brought segregation back or slavery back, I know you would not defend it if it was here. This is your media shtick. But I know if you saw a woman or a man you loved being held in bondage, you would not consider that just.
Bring back. You
can say what you want, man.
Bring back my country to me.
The Confederacy wasn't your country, dude. That'll make the racists watching on YouTube happy,
I want
Jess,
my country back.
I don't even think you mean it.
No, honestly I do.
Why do you say you follow Jesus?
What?
Why do you say you follow Jesus?
I didn't tell you I did that.
Excuse me?
I didn't say I follow
We've
you.
met before and you've told me you do.
I do, but I didn't just say that now.
And why should I believe someone in MAGA cares about anything Christ taught? Why should I believe someone who supports Donald Trump's agenda cares about any of the commandments of Christ or any of the teachings of Christ? Can you give me one teaching of Jesus that this man has fought for?
You said that...
Just one, Jesse, chapter and verse. Give me one teaching of Christ that Donald Trump is not the opposite of.
To protect the American citizen first.
That's not a commandment of Jesus.
Yeah.
No, Jesus doesn't mention America.
If you don't love what's at home first, how you going to love the world?
Give me a teaching of Christ that Trump has fought for.
Now,
we know he hates the Sermon on the Mount, right? You have to reject that.
What?
You have to reject Matthew 25.
You're not letting me tell you anything.
Give me one.
I'm going to give you one. To put home first.
Where's that? Jesus doesn't say put home first.
He does.
No, he doesn't. Jesus says the opposite of that.
I approve.
Give me the verse.
To admit you're wrong.
Dude, one teaching of Christ.
To love one another.
Jesse, give me one. Donald Trump doesn't love one. What are you talking about? You can't say that's a thing Trump has fought for. Hate is his brand, bro. Give me one teaching of Christ that this racist, filthy MAGA movement that has cops beaten on the Capitol steps for a goddamn lie, my friend. Give me one teaching of the Nazarene.
To love one another.
No, Jesse, that's not true. Donald Trump does not love Americans. No,
Yes,
he
he
doesn't.
does.
Where was Barack Obama born?
Where's Barack Obama now?
Come on now. Donald Trump hates Americans. He
No, he
says
doesn't.
Dude, he said
Do
at
you
Charlie
think-
Kirk's funeral. Jesse, come on.
If he
This is
hated-
going to be boring for me if you're talking nonsense.
If he
Donald Trump
hated
hates liberals.
If he hated America, would he be putting America first?
He's not putting America first, dude. Hey, racist dudes, stop trusting billionaires, bros. Stop trusting billionaires, man. They suck, or you rich people pay Fox people to make middle-class people blame poor people. That's the racket. Donald Trump cares. Listen, Donald Trump cares about himself. And listen, you know Donald Trump cares only about himself. New Yorkers know this. That was true in the first term. It's true now. You're going to be denying in 10 years that you voted for this guy, Jesse.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Jesse, give me one teaching of Jesus that he fights for. Come on.
love one another.
No, Jesse, that's not true. He had a ban on a whole religion entering the country. He hates Muslims. Unless they're rich and giving him money, then he will bury his face in a Muslim's lap if it's Prince MBS who killed a journalist. But if you're an ordinary Muslim, then the racism comes out. Come on. One teaching of Christ.
If Donald Trump did not love
Jesus,
if the Great White
here's the
Hope
deal.
did not love America.
Let's talk about
would he
immigration.
be
No. It's full of shit. Jesus, here's
let me ask you
the
this.
God of the Old Testament. The God of the Old Testament. Hang on a second, man. God commands us to welcome the stranger.
Calm down for a minute. Hold on.
Jesse.
Hold on. We're screaming at each other.
We're not screaming at all, my friend.
I know, but hold on.
Give me one teaching of Jesus, man.
Hold on.
Jesse.
If I want to ask you something, and then
You
I
can't
come
do it,
back to
man.
that. No,
You can't do it.
I just told you one. You want two?
Love your neighbor. You think Donald Trump loves Democrats, dude?
If Donald Trump
Even the
did
guys, even the racists who watch your show know that's crazy. They like Trump because he hates guys like me so much.
If
Come
Donald
on.
Trump did not love America, would he be deporting the illegal aliens?
Okay, Donald Trump is the only president who have hired illegal aliens.
You're not answering the question.
Hired them in 2 centuries. Do you guys know that watching? Donald Trump, undocumented immigrants, built Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue, and he hired them to work at Bedminster when he was president. No, he's a racist, dude. He doesn't give a shit about America.
If Donald Trump did not love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens?
No, if he loved American workers, he wouldn't have hired them in the first place. See, here's the deal. Here's the racket.
You're not answering the question.
Jesse, there is no wall we can build that's big enough to hide the help wanted sign America has at our border. And your listeners, your viewers know this. They cross over the border because white guys like Donald Trump give them jobs. Now, the God of the Old Testament commands us to welcome the stranger and says we must treat the alien as our own. Christ in Matthew 25 says, the way individuals and nations treat the stranger is how they'll be judged, heaven or hell. So why should I listen to Donald Trump and reject God and Jesus? Tell me why.
Amazing.
Tell me why Donald Trump is better than God and Jesus, Jesse.
If Donald Trump did not love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens?
That's a ridiculous question. Donald Trump
How
does
is
not
that
love America.
ridiculous?
No, he's deporting people because...
The Democrats didn't deport the illegal
Yes, they
aliens.
did.
They brought
Barack
them
Obama.
in.
Joe Biden deported more people by this time last year than Trump
Obama
has.
deported some, but
Obama did too. But again, Jesse,
You're not answering the question.
if they cared about the problem, they'd lock up the white folks doing the hiring. Jesse, every time they go and attack a meat packing plant, and they say, oh, they got 400 illegals. I don't call them illegals, by the way. I call them Christian refugees. Sorry, racists. Every time they go and round up a bunch of people, Jesse, they never arrest the white guys in the back counting the money. They never go after the guys like Trump who give out the jobs. That's how you guys know it's a racket. That's how you know they're playing you for a racist sucker. They'll go after the poor brown people who do the work. They won't go after the white people who do the hiring, Jesse.
Are you referring to Democrats too? Well, they
yes,
love
Democrats do this too. It's all bullshit. Right. We're all part of the same hypocrisy. So, Jesse, give me one. Why is Donald Trump right and God and Jesus are wrong?
I ask you, if Donald Trump did not love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens?
No, if Donald Trump loved America, he would make billionaires pay more in taxes, not give them a tax cut. Donald Trump is throwing 20 million poor and disabled Americans off of Medicaid by early 2027. He does not love America, Jesse. He had cops beaten on the Capitol steps for a lie. He loves himself.
If Donald Trump did not love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens? Yes or no?
That question makes no sense.
It does. It makes a lot
it doesn't. No.
Answer. You see, it makes sense once you answer.
He's not making America better by deporting
That's not the question.
Undocumented immigrants.
If Donald Trump didn't love America, would he be deporting?
Give me one teaching of Jesus that Trump fights for.
I gave you one.
You did not. He doesn't love his neighbor like himself. If he was, he wouldn't be. Then why is he deporting them, bro?
They're illegal.
Why is he deporting them?
They're illegal.
Where does the Bible say that? Jesus commands us welcome the stranger. No goddamn asterisks, my friend.
He didn't tell you welcome the illegal
Why do you hate Jesus so much, Jesse? This is the thing. Right-wing Christianity. Y'all don't fight for. No. You don't fight for Jesus, man. We've done this like 5 times now. You don't fight for anything Christ talked about. I've never heard you talk about helping the poor. I've never heard you talk about how we as a society have to help the sick. Right-wing Christianity fights for power. Conservative Christian power. Not for God, not for Christ, not against Satan. Y'all don't fight for religious freedom. It's because y'all think you should control everything. God likes you better, but you don't fight for the stuff Christ talked about. Give me one teaching of Jesus he fights for.
I gave you one already, but
you did not, sir. If he loved people, he wouldn't be deporting them.
One more time. If Donald Trump did not love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens?
If Donald Trump loved Jesus, would he be deporting people?
I didn't ask you about Jesus.
But he doesn't love Jesus, and he doesn't love America.
If Donald Trump did not love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens?
No, your question is flawed because Donald Trump hired them in the first place. He's the only president we've had who's hired undocumented immigrants because he doesn't want to pay a living wage to American workers, and he's done it in 2 different centuries. Again, dude bros, if they wanted them to stop crossing the border, they'd lock up the employers. They won't do that, Jesse. They're not serious. They don't want them to stop crossing.
That is amazing.
Listen, if they wanted them to stop, they'd go out. Jesse, you know it's true. Think about it. If you started locking up these white people who do all this hiring, and by the way, Donald Trump is not deporting any of the illegals in the agricultural sector because our hypocrisy in this country is so deep. We need undocumented labor working below minimum wage to keep our food prices low. Trump has said hands off of those people. But he's got ICE, these coward thugs, chasing brown kids around at church socials. And didn't he swear he was only going after the worst of the worst? He's going after spouses. He's going after law-abiding people and nannies and teachers and moms. There's no Jesus in your movement, bro. You fucking hate Jesus. Your whole movement does, and you know it, Jesse.
Because of time? I want to ask you this. You said that during slavery, and if I'm calling you wrong, correct me.
All right.
Time went by.
Slavery was evil,
You
Jesse.
said that they were raping the women or something like that during slavery?
Yeah, women can't give consent when they're property, Jesse.
And so, did you say that they were raping the women?
In slavery in America? Yes, Jesse, that's a thing that happened.
And was that evil?
Yes, Jesse, that's evil. Rape is evil, yes.
Okay.
Is it evil to rape a man?
So let me ask
is
you
it evil to rape a man?
Let me ask you this now.
Is it evil to rape a man,
No,
bro?
let me just finish it. That's right. Let's see this through. Black people are raping, killing, and robbing each other more than any white man ever died.
That's not true either. White people commit more crimes. Y'all are only 13% of the population.
Hold on. Is that evil?
Rape is evil.
Black people are doing it more than any other.
It's evil when Asian people do it.
No, I'm asking you. Black people are robbing and raping.
See, this is the thing.
Women.
I know y'all guys on YouTube like this, but he just comes out and trashes black people, and that's the show, right?
Let me ask. Black people raping each other and white women and everybody.
White people rape each other. White people rape
any other race. Is that evil?
It's not more than any other race.
Is that evil?
It's not more. Black people are 13% of the country, man.
Is that evil?
Rape is evil.
So the blacks who are raping women today, is that evil?
Are the whites raping women today evil?
That's not the question.
I know what you're doing, and it's so dirty. It's so beneath you.
That's not the question.
It's like, where's the love in your heart, man? Like, what is it that makes you need to trash black folks?
You're not answering the question.
What is it? Is that how you pay the bills with these people?
I asked you, is that evil?
It's evil to rape.
No. Black people raping, robbing, and killing.
It is evil for anyone to rape anyone.
Any other race
that is
any
a
other
lie.
time.
Black people are only 13.
Of America.
Where's your data, man? You're just making shit up now. Come on, you're too good for this.
Is that evil?
Yes, rape is evil of all races.
So the blacks who are raping the other blacks are evil?
The act of rape is evil. I'm not qualified to say a person is evil in totality. I don't know all their deeds.
Is evil?
Rape is always evil.
No. What the blacks are doing to other blacks by raping and stuff.
Jesse, Donald Trump is protecting child.
Evil?
Donald Trump's protecting child rape right now, dude. What are you doing?
John.
The Epstein list. Are you allowed to say the Epstein list here? Can we say the Epstein list in this?
John, come back with me. Slow down.
Come on, man.
Stay with me.
Rape is evil.
Stay with me, John.
When Latinos do it, it's evil, bro.
John, I'm asking you.
You want me to say black people are evil?
No, I'm
That's
asking
all
you,
this is.
Yes or no, is it evil?
Rape is evil.
Black people rape other black people.
Yes.
And so if they are so mad about a white man raping black people, why don't they have that same rage about black people doing it to black people?
I guess I hope you guys enjoy this. I mean, what are you talking about? Rape is bad, right?
Why don't they have the same outrage?
Who's they?
The blacks.
Give me a name.
And you.
Give me a name.
Are you as outraged about black people raping black people as you were? As you pretend to be about the slavery thing?
Does one type of rape make you more angry than another?
Are you more? Are you
more angry when a white person is raped than when a black person is raped, Jesse? Jesse, is it worse when a white woman is raped than a black woman? Is that worse?
Are you as outraged, John?
I'm outraged when anyone is raped, child, man, woman. Are you more outraged when a white woman is raped than when a black woman is raped?
That's not the question,
Is it? I'm asking you, is it worse?
John, that's not the question.
Jesse, you do these little things and you can't do it. You can't do that.
Are you as outraged about black on black crime and rape as you are about slavery? Which was 150 years ago.
Yes.
You are as outraged about the blacks doing it to the blacks?
Oh, no, I'm not as outraged about that as I'm at organized slavery. Jesse, organized slavery is the government making rape legal. I think it's more evil when it's institutionalized than it's when individual souls sinning.
John, are you as
Give me one
outraged?
teaching of Jesus. One teaching of Jesus, Jesse. Can you do it? Have you read the New Testament? Give me one thing.
Outraged
like
about
Jesus was
John.
Jesus was against the death penalty, right?
John, you're speaking
Give me
fast.
one teaching of Christ that Trump fights for, man.
Slow down.
I've asked you this one question.
Slow
You
down.
can't do
I answered
it.
that one question.
You didn't.
rejected
You
it.
gave me a dishonest answer, man.
Now what?
Donald Trump does not love his neighbor like he loves himself.
If
You
he
know
didn't-
that's true.
If he did not, would he be deported illegally?
If Donald Trump loved illegal aliens like he loved himself, you guys watching would stop liking Donald Trump.
You didn't answer the question.
He doesn't love his neighbor like he loves himself.
You didn't answer the question.
Which question, sir?
You didn't answer the one about, are you as outraged about the black on black rape
You got such
as
a
you are about...
Like, what is it? What is
about
it? Like,
saying,
what
and
is
you
it?
didn't
What is
answer
it?
the question
What is it that-
about if Donald Trump didn't love America, would he be deporting illegal aliens?
I wish your audience would understand that, like, they have more in common with these black people he despises than y'all do with billionaires. You know, like the billionaires make you guys hate poor people, but the billionaires are the ones hurting you. The poor people are not the ones who outsourced your job. The poor people are not the ones who keep crashing the economy.
So you're not going to answer that question?
Tell me the question
I have
again.
another
You want me to
question for
badmouth
you.
black people, man?
I have another question for you.
I keep waiting for you to give me one teaching of Christ.
I gave you one.
No. Give me on a policy level. What is Trump? Give me one Trump has fought for.
Deported illegal aliens.
That is the opposite of Christ. It's the opposite of God. Why is God wrong and Donald Trump is right? God commands us to welcome the stranger, dude.
So you think God
You don't follow the Bible. You use it for power, Jesse, but you don't believe it, do you?
Yeah.
Do you believe the Bible?
Yeah.
Do you believe the
You want some
teachings of
coffee?
Christ? Jesse.
You want some punchy coffee?
No, dude, I love you, but I'm not going to play. I'm not going to do the stupid shit.
Hold on. Calm down.
I'm very calm.
All
Tell
you're
me.
doing is yelling and screaming.
I'm not yelling, brother.
Calm down.
You're trying to get me to say things I'm not going to say.
No,
man.
I'm trying to get you to calm down.
Give me one teaching of Jesus that Donald Trump has fought for. One teaching of Christ that the MAGA movement has fought for. MAGA hates other Americans. That's the brand. Like Jesus says, pay your taxes. Jesus says, stop executing people.
Yeah.
Only sinless can execute. Trump loves murdering people. Tell me a teaching or commandment of Christ he's fought for on a policy level. Because all he's doing, Google it, guys. He's making the rich richer.
John.
He's making the poor poorer.
John, let's move on because of time.
You can't, Tanya. Can't do it.
Calm down. Amazing.
Congratulations on the great-grandkids.
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell everybody and their mama about the show. I got to ask you about women. Have you noticed that women are easily offended?
That women are easily offended?
Yeah.
That's a pretty blanket statement. What offended about what?
Everything.
I mean, I'm a comedian. This is what I do for a living. So the women that I'm around, no, their middle name is rejection. Like they're tough as nails.
But
and
other
they're
than the
not taking
comedians that you know, have you noticed overall women are they're easily offended?
No.
Do you think that women are like that? Most women are?
No.
Really?
No,
so
I
then
don't.
why do you need all these laws to protect women? You can't say this about them. You can't do this. You can't touch them. You can't open the door. You can't say your hair is nice. They got all. You can't say, oh, you're having a nice dress today.
Oh,
if they are not easily offended, why do they need so many laws? Men don't need all those laws.
Okay, we're gonna go here. Men don't. So right now we're coming out of a time in a movement, the Me Too movement, which I guess is what you're.
Well, I wasn't thinking of that. I was just thinking all these laws that these women have to protect themselves against any kind of word, anything when they're supposed to. I got on one hand they say, "Oh, we're so strong." Do you? But then have you noticed that women to protect you from the women? You can't say anything about it. You can't say, "Oh, you fat today," or you know. And they would be like,
is that something you often do? You just let a woman know she looks fat today?
Me. Why, if they so strong or not easily offended, why do they need so many laws?
I don't think that you're asking about women being offended in terms of. I don't think there are.
Yeah, they're easily.
There's laws against touching women, which there should be.
After a while, you're not going to be able to shake their hands either. Oh, he touched my hand.
No. There's
no
law
when
against.
He touched my hand,
No
he held it like a man can. He held it sexually.
There are laws that have been set in place for legit reasons.
No, but I'm saying, why are they so easily offended, though?
Why?
But you do agree that they are, right?
I don't. No, I
said
I don't.
You don't agree?
I don't agree that women are easily offended.
Why do they need so many laws then?
I'm not sure what laws we're talking about.
All of them.
What? Name one law.
He spoke to me in the wrong way.
That's not a law.
He was verbally.
I need a fact check. What law is he spoke to me in the wrong way?
He was verbally abusive.
Verbally abusive. If a man is in a position of power and is speaking to a woman and is verbally offensive, yeah.
But have you heard the way women talk to men?
But that's not just man. I was just going to say that. There is no law for how a man can talk to a woman. It goes both ways.
So should men have women put in jail by crying, oh, she was verbally abusive?
No man has ever gone to jail for being verbally abusive.
But whatever they
in the
do
history
to
of the United States.
I know, but whatever they do to the men, should that men start reversing that on the women?
100%.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
When I was growing up, women were stronger than they are today.
Women were stronger then?
Yeah. Because they didn't need laws to protect them. They protect themselves. They're like, don't touch me. Oh, hell no, I ain't putting up with that. You know, they spoke up.
Wow.
And that's what men like. And they didn't need all these laws to protect them.
Yeah, you know, I don't know if that might be like your personal experience of what,
I mean, I've seen it all over.
Yeah.
But women used to be stronger.
Women used to be stronger. I think even like statistically, I think right now, like even like in the polls, like they would say that women right now are stronger than they've ever been in this country. They have a stronger voice than they've ever had.
But only because they got laws to shut everybody else up.
There are no laws to shut men up.
Yeah.
There is no law against that. I think what you're confusing it with is the fact that women are speaking up, that you're hearing women, and so you think that laws are being set forth, but they're not laws.
I'm hearing them all right.
Well, maybe it's time they're heard.
You know what they sound like?
What do they sound like?
You ever heard a fire truck going by a house that has dogs? And the dogs start howling, oh! It's like that, it hurts your ears. You know what I mean?
Cool.
I gotta ask you about abortion. You support abortion or you're anti-abortion?
I support abortion.
Really?
I do.
Would you ever have an abortion?
That's a very personal question.
Meaning what?
Meaning I don't feel comfortable answering that.
Alabama just passed a law to protect the innocent children from being killed inside the womb.
Innocent children?
Yeah,
or a
the
fetus.
child inside the womb.
A child or a fetus?
A baby in the womb. Are you okay with Alabama doing that, or are you against that law?
I'm against that law.
What gives the women the right? What kind of a woman would want to kill a man's baby in her womb? What would make her want to kill the child of this man's child in her womb? What kind of woman would do something like that? What happened to her heart that you want to kill an innocent child inside her own womb? And then call it something else. Fetus, she make it sound like it's not a real baby. What type of woman is that?
What type of woman is that? That's a really great question. I think the type of woman is a 15-year-old who is raped by a man and doesn't want to have the baby.
Is that a justifiable reason to kill it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not? It's bad enough being raped, right?
Uh-huh.
And so the guilt from rape is horrible.
Uh-huh.
So if you kill the child in your womb, that's adding to the deal rather than having the baby and putting it up for adoption if you don't want to keep it. Why kill it?
Because it hasn't come to term. It's not even considered.
I know, but whenever people want to do wrong, they rename it, or they don't want to face reality of what it is because they want to do wrong. Like these women who want to kill the children in the womb, they call it everything but a baby because they don't want to face the reality they're about to kill a child. What happened to their mind that made them do something like that?
I think I just explained that question.
Should a man find out before he marry a woman if she's into this abortion thing?
Yeah, I think a man should find out everything about a woman before he marries her.
If she is into it, should he marry her?
I think that you should ask him that.
What would you recommend? Would you want to marry a man to marry you that is against abortion, and then you get pregnant and kill his child?
I would never marry somebody without finding out details of how somebody feels or operates in life.
I heard someone else say this, and so I picked it up, that abortion is worse than slavery.
You picked that up as something you wanted to state, or you picked it up as something that you agree with?
I saw a young girl in North Carolina. She was testifying before the city council or someone there, and they were trying to pass an abortion bill. And the young little girl said, abortion, white girl, she said abortion is worse than slavery. And I'm like, wow, that makes sense. It really is, because the women, you know how they say the slave master felt like he owned the slaves so he could do whatever he wanted to them. Likewise, women, for some reason, they think that they own the child body, own the child and the body of the child in their body, so they have the right to kill it or do whatever they want. And so, isn't that worse than slavery? Because even the child can't fight back, they can't run up north, they can't run to the woods. You know what I mean? So isn't abortion worse than slavery?
I don't agree with that statement.
Why not?
I don't see the parallels. I guess we don't see eye to eye, and we don't agree on what a fetus is.
But do you see the correlation where, like, these women who are killing the children?
Do you eat eggs?
I'm sorry?
Do you eat eggs?
I haven't in a while, only because they say it's not good for you. But I used to eat them all the time for breakfast.
Would you consider an egg a chicken?
No.
Why?
Because it's an egg still. It's not attached to the thing.
What?
But
Sorry, what?
we're talking about human beings. I'll kill a chicken in a minute.
But is a human being an animal? Is a human being an animal?
No.
Oh. Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so human beings aren't animals?
No.
Well, I mean, that's not debatable. That's science.
No,
humans
they're not animals.
Humans aren't animals.
Now, they act like animals when they fall away from God. I know they act like animals. You're right. Those in that fallen state. But they're not animals when they overcome that fallen state. You got to agree.
No, I mean,
you got to agree.
There's no debating. I mean, like you learned this in elementary school. Humans are animals.
Oh, you believe that humans are animals?
That's not up for debate or discussion.
So you believe that humans are animals?
It is.
You believe that?
100%.
You should go back and beat that teacher.
Which one?
That lied to you about that.
I went to the #1 public school in the country.
No, they lied to you.
Okay.
They do act like animals in a fallen state. You believe human beings are in a fallen state?
You're taking this to a spiritual conversation, but just on a scientifical. What is platform? Humans are animals.
Humans are not animals. Unlike animals, humans are created in the image of God, so they're not animals. They do all kind of crazy things like animals, but they're not really animals. So I do understand that. I got to ask though, so you didn't tell me what kind of mindset that a woman would have to kill the man's child in her womb. And it's not her baby, it's not her child. It doesn't belong to her. What made her think she is the slave owner and she could kill the slave?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, when you
it's definitely food for thought, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Do women in America have enough rights? Because I know they're always crying for rights. Right, I want rights, this right, I need rights. Do they have enough now?
Women have the same rights that men have. So yes, I feel that they have enough rights.
So it's time cut off on them begging for more rights, right?
I mean, women are still paid less than men.
No, that's not true anymore. It's definitely not true. Where are the stats? Where are the stats?
Yeah, I mean,
women are making more money than men now.
You're gonna be wrong on that one. Yeah, women are definitely paid less than men. Okay.
Only because you have the women who are just starting out in the workplace. They may be making more money. I mean, less money than the man who's been there already, due to experience and time. That what you mean?
No. That's not what I mean. I mean, even starting wages for men are higher than women.
Oh,
statistically speaking.
I wish that was true.
You wish?
Yeah, but you know why, right?
Why? Well, I'm sure I'm going to love this answer. Why?
Men have more experience, they're better at the job, and they've been there longer because they're men.
Do you have any women that watch this show?
Yeah, a whole truckload of them around the world, matter of fact.
Wow.
Why you ask that?
These questions, you know?
What's wrong with them?
No. They're
what do you think about the so-called Me Too movement? What do you think about that?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
I have a lot of feelings towards it. I feel bad for for the women that have been victim to the situation. I have a lot of compassion for.
You believe them?
Yeah.
Why?
Why do I believe? Why would I not?
No, tell me, why do you believe them?
Why do I believe that women have, that Harvey Weinstein or?
Yeah, why do you believe them?
I mean, facts. I'm big on facts. I usually go with facts.
What kind of facts do you have?
That's kind of how I live my life.
So you believe these women in the so-called Me Too movement based on facts, but they haven't given you any facts. They just said, and people take them as their word.
I mean, we're talking about hundreds of situations across the country. Would you like to talk about one specifically?
That's more of a reason not to believe them, because there's so many of them. But I've noticed that women are more likely to mean to men than men are to women. Have you noticed that? But men just don't tell it. They don't go out and cry me too and stuff like that. But women are, I've counseled with men around the world for the last 29 years, and most of them have been mean to by women, but they just haven't said anything. Have you noticed women are more apt to do it than men?
That women are more apt to come forward?
No, to mean to men, rather than men doing it to them.
Do I feel that women are becoming sexual predators to men more than men are to women?
Do you agree that women are more likely to
me too a man?
To touch men, rape them, harass them, accuse them,
Jesse,
than men?
Jesse, can you name me one situation where you've heard that a woman?
I hear it all the time.
That a woman has raped a man?
Yeah.
And he came
absolutely.
forward?
I heard so many situations where women have raped little boys when they were little boys, and the women women were teenagers or adults.
And they should come through. I mean, you're getting into murky water. So okay.
What do you mean by that?
Murky water. Well, now we're talking about adults raping children. That's a very different situation than the typical Me Too movement.
But they
that is
rape
coming
adult
forward.
men too.
Can you name one for me?
I sure can.
I would like to hear that.
I won't, because I can't give out the private business of others, but I'm telling you, it's rampant. But because the men don't complain about it, here. But I got to ask one last time, and I got to move on here. Do you believe these women?
Do I believe that women have been?
Do you believe the Me Too crowd?
Yes.
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell everybody and their mama about the show.
I do, comedy, I do drama, everything in between.
So have you acted in anything that I'm familiar with?
Yeah, I acted in the White House in front of Obama doing my impression of Obama.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it like doing an impression in front of the fallen Messiah?
It was, what it was like doing an impression in front of President Obama was,
what did I say?
You said, it sounded like you said fallen Messiah.
Right.
Interesting. If he was the fallen Messiah, that would be to imply that he is the Antichrist.
Well,
and if he was the Antichrist, we wouldn't have a president after him.
Well, the reason I call him the fallen Messiah because when he first ran, the blacks were saying, "Oh, he's sent by God. He's from God." They had all this. They thought he was from God, but by the end of his 8-year term, they were like, "No, he's from Satan." So, what was it like doing an impression in front of him? How, did they invite you there? Who invited you?
He did.
And what made him invite you?
Because of my impression.
He had heard of you and seen you perform before?
Yeah, I'd done a lot of videos online. I used to do a lot of like comedic parody spoofs as him rapping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that eventually landed me at the White House a few times.
And so what was it like in front of him doing that?
It was nerve-wracking. I mean, if you do an impression of anybody to them, you know, as an actor, it's a little nerve-wracking because you're wondering what they're thinking of that impression. If they, you know, I've had people, you know, impersonate me in a silly way, and it's kind of weird to see someone else do, you know, you basically.
Right.
So it was a little nerve-wracking.
And so did you get a chance to talk to him afterward, one-on-one, or hang out with him or anything?
Yeah, we talked very briefly, and that's when I actually ended up doing the impression. But yeah, it was cool.
Have you? Let me hear you do Obama right now.
Oh, I'm off today.
You can have a little bit, just a little taste of it.
Well, it's pretty easy for me to do. I can turn it off. I can turn it on. It's always there. However, I do endorse this message.
You sound just like me. It's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Have you ever done one of Big Mama?
No.
No?
No.
Are you able to do one of her?
No, I definitely would not know how to do that.
Amazing. What did she have to say about your impression when you went there? You met her too, right?
Who?
Big Mama.
Who's Big Mama?
Michelle.
That's not her name, dog.
No, Big Mama Michelle.
No, it's just Michelle Obama. First Lady, Mrs. Obama, if you will.
What do you think about the 8 years of being in office? She was like doing the Hoochie Mama dance and.
What's a Hoochie Mama dance?
You know how the ghetto women dance and stuff like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Were you embarrassed by that?
By what?
By her doing the Hoochie Mama dance with
I never saw her do a Hoochie Mama dance.
Did you see her dancing with Ellen DeGeneres?
Yes.
What did you think about that?
They looked like they were having fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you vote for Obama?
Yeah.
Are you a Democrat?
Yeah.
Are you a liberal?
Yeah.
Beta. How did you become a liberal?
A what?
A liberal.
What do you mean?
Real men are not liberals.
Okay.
Did you know that?
And then, so then what does that make you?
Conservative.
And that makes you a real man?
Alpha male. So you like socialism?
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't even say that I would be, you know, well versed enough on the topic to go as deep as to say I love socialism. No, I wouldn't say that. I think that as a country, that we are in positions to be able to help one another in certain ways. Going into the depths of I love socialism, I would not say that.
Do you support socialism for others?
In what regards?
Like the black people are asking for affirmative action, reparations. They want the white people to let them in without earning their wage just because they're black to get in. That's socialism. Do you support that?
I don't think that's what it is. I don't think black people by and large are looking to not earn their way in. I think a lot of people are working and earning their way in. They're just not getting the same respect and the same opportunities as some whites are getting. So I don't think it's about, I don't want to work. I don't want to earn it. I just want to be handed things. There might be some, I think, in any group of people, whether it be white, black, or anything else, there's always going to be those certain people that kind of are a little bit off and make the whole group look bad. And there are some people in any group that want handouts. But I think overall, black people are worth the opportunities that they work and earn, you know.
But the reality is most black people, not all, but most, they tend to beg and blame and whine.
No, they
Even
don't.
the men.
No, they don't.
Have you noticed the black men are
Who has gotten into your mind to make you say about your own people?
What people is that?
Black people.
Which people?
Black people.
What do you mean by that?
You have looked in the mirror today, right?
But they're not all
or
my people.
At some point.
Are you saying they're my people because I'm black?
I'm saying that obviously you identify with those people and you were from those people.
No, I don't. I used to when I was in a fallen state. I identified with being black, but I no longer identify like that.
So you're implying that black people are in a fallen state.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Do you know what the show is called The Fallen State?
Right.
Do you know what it means? Do you believe human beings are in a fallen state?
I think that with anything in life, there's always a duality to anything. Nothing is ever, no pun intended, nothing is ever just black and white. So yes, there might be some people on this earth, in this country, that have a fallen mentality, but at the same time, in that same duality, there's people that are elevated as well. There's many people that are elevated. It's not just people, it's not just all black people, it's not just all white people, it's not just all Democrats, it's not just all Republicans. There's some people that have a fallen mentality and they're stuck. There's a lot of people who are elevated. So you can't say that most black people beg and whine, because they definitely don't.
But of all the cultures around the world, especially in America, it's mostly, there are other people following them now and trying to hook onto the wagon and beg and get free stuff. But if you notice, most black people lead the way in begging and blaming.
Not really.
Even
There's
the
more.
men.
There's not really.
Have you noticed that men don't even stand up? They beg the white man.
I don't know what begging you're talking about. I mean, if you were to pull up something like welfare, there's more white people on welfare than blacks.
Because there are more white people than black, but for the percentage of blacks, there are more blacks on welfare than whites.
Right, if you go by percentage, but the point is there's still more white people on welfare, and they've had more time to get it together, no?
Why do you think so many young people are into socialism?
I have no idea. I can't speak for them. You'd have to ask the ones who are into socialism.
You notice that they are into it, right?
No, I'm just going off of what your question. I haven't studied the youth to know that they're into socialism. I haven't seen that.
But you don't pay
what I've seen is people that are usually of a Republican influence tend to label it as socialism because it's a good soundbite.
What would you label it as?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. It's a very broad stroke of the brush.
If you notice, what's that black woman name? That really nutty one, Kamala Harris, and Cory Booker, and the woman, the little Indian wannabe woman out of Boston. They're all promising socialism, and the blacks are
they promising socialism, or are you labeling it again?
We're going to give you free education. We're going to pay off your student loan. We're going to give you free health care. We're going to give you free everything. Is that socialism? A few days ago, you tweeted that black actors are getting more opportunities in film and TV. Did black people earn these opportunities?
I'm not these actors. What do you mean?
Do you believe that now that they're getting more opportunities in film and TV, did they earn that?
You would have to talk to those actors. I would be inclined to say yes.
And how did they earn it?
Which actor are you talking about?
Why do you say yes, they earn it?
Did I say that?
Yeah. You would have to say yes, they earn it. How would they have earned it? How did they earn it?
By acting.
But if black people had not accused white people of being racist,
we didn't just accuse.
Oscars,
it wasn't.
They're not.
It's not an accusation. It's by and large fact.
Let me just finish this. If black people had not accused white people of being racist in the entertainment world, and said not enough black people getting awards and all that, would as many black people be everywhere now in acting, on TV, in films, on billboards? Would we see that today if they had not accused white people of being racist?
Those two things are not related. You're saying that because they accused white people of being racist, they got the roles. If we didn't accuse, that's just facts. If you don't know that that's facts, if you're not aware of the racism in this country, you are sadly misguided. Of course there's racism. It's not an accusation, it's facts. Now, whether they react to certain things out of guilt is another question. I can't speak about. I don't know what they did. I know that there's a lot of hardworking actors who deserve roles and deserve to be featured. It's not just black people. It's the minorities by and large. So it's not about, oh, did they earn it? I can't speak for them. There's too many gotcha questions. Too many like, oh, let me just say this really broad blanket statement and just see how you figure it out. Like I know how that works, and I'm not here for that. There's a lot of actors who are very talented. There is racism in this country. It still persists. It has always persisted. If we can't look at the history of killings, KKK lynchings, all these other things, blacks not being able to vote, blacks not being considered a whole person, we don't need to have a discussion about whether people, if racism is real. If we have to have a conversation about that, then we are in the wrong spot. We shouldn't be having this conversation. Racism, of course, is real.
Would black people have gotten those positions in film had they not cried racism?
Would black people have gotten that position in film had they not cried racism? I think black people have not gotten a lot of roles in film because of racism, yes. It's not because they cried about it, it's because they challenged the system, rightfully so.
And so, last time for that question, would black people, we see them everywhere now, gotten those positions had they not cried racism? Would they have gotten into those positions?
You can repeat the question all you want. That's just not how it works. And you actually read part of my tweet. My whole tweet was it's a great time for black actors and we're getting more opportunities than ever, but I just wonder how much of this is because they actually want black people in these films or because, as always, black people are good marketing and PR. That was the whole tweet. So what my point was is that, yes, it's good that we have a good time. I just hope that people aren't casting blacks in certain or giving black people certain things just because they know it'll be controversial to do certain things or to cast a black person in this. For instance, they cast Chloe as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. The Little Mermaid is not an ethnicity. She's a mermaid. But I just hope that these opportunities are coming up because that actor, to them, to Disney's eyes or whoever the casting director's eyes, they felt like she deserved it. She's an amazing singer. I think she'll kill it. But I hope it's not a thing of like, you know what, if we cast a black person, we know this is going to be a huge PR campaign. So that was just an open thought I had in that moment.
I am, as most Americans are, 100% convinced that the only reason you see blacks in all these films and billboards and doing these things now because they have falsely accused white people of being racist, and most white people are afraid to say that they're not racist, so they are appeasing the blacks. I am 100% convinced, as most Americans are, and I'm sure you are too, you probably won't say it, that these blacks are not qualified.
Oh, they're very qualified.
No.
Okay, so name off the top of your head right now one actress that could outsing Chloe for Little Mermaid.
That ain't the issue. I don't even know Chloe. I just think Chloe is black, right?
Huh?
She's black? Chloe?
Yes.
Okay. I guarantee you that Chloe...
I'm sorry, I'm calling her Chloe. Her name is... Sorry. Let me back up. It wasn't just about the singing. She can act, she can sing, she's talented. And everyone's saying she's not right for the role. That's the ultimate point that I'm trying to make.
You know why they're saying it, right? It's true. And secondly, if you notice
true?
That she doesn't have the ability for the role. She's not qualified for it.
Oh, she's very qualified.
No. Is she black?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
So you're saying that she's not qualified because she's black?
Right.
And just to separate the screen name, because I'm so used to it, I was calling by screen name, Holly Bailey. So she is very qualified for the role.
Let me tell you why she and most black people are not qualified. Because if blacks were qualified, they wouldn't be begging and blaming and trying to take white people's stuff and try to get in.
What's white people's stuff?
What's
white people's stuff?
And try to get in without.
What's white people's stuff?
Let me just finish this.
Go ahead.
They wouldn't be trying to get into white people's world without earning it.
What's white people's world?
They would build their own and do their own thing.
You're so brainwashed and
sad. But instead of being qualified, they're falsely accusing white people, and white people just giving it to them, and they're making them feel good. Oh, that nice black. Oh, you just acted so well. Come on, baby, you can do it. And blacks feel good, but they have not earned it because they have no shame.
That's just such it's kind of hard to converse with you because you kind of say a lot of blanket things that don't have much basis to it. She's very, no.
Then if she was so talented, why didn't she build her own thing?
What do you mean?
Why did she do her own thing? Why do blacks have to accuse white people and take white people's stuff? I don't know if she did, this particular, but I know that blacks in Hollywood have been Will Smith's wife, what's her name? Jada
Pinkett
Smith. Smith, yeah. They've been crying racism and carried on.
Because there's a lot of racism.
They have intimidated white people, and now whites have just given them whatever they want, even though they're not qualified.
That's just not the case.
Then why are the blacks doing it, and why are the whites giving it?
Did you not say at the top of this interview that there's more white people in this country, therefore there's a difference in ratio? There's more white people, right?
But whites are afraid of blacks.
Huh?
They're afraid of blacks.
I don't think that has anything to do with casting or opportunities.
They don't want to be called racist. The worst thing you could call a white person is a racist.
Who cares?
You don't care about white people?
No, I'm saying who cares if that's the worst thing you can say to a white person?
You don't care that affects whites in a negative way to falsely accuse them?
Not if they're actually racist. If someone's actually racist, then, you call it what it is. If I was actually racist, call it what it was.
Are white people racist?
That's a blanket statement, once again.
Are white people racist?
Are white people racist?
Yes.
Blanket statement.
What do you
question.
mean a blanket statement?
It's a very broad question.
What do you
can't
mean?
say, because you can't just say, you can't lump a group of people together and say, are they racist?
So who,
are there a lot of racist white people? Yes. Are white people in general racist? You can't label everybody like that.
Do you know any white racist people?
Of course I do. I was born in Kentucky.
Who do you know that, tell me the name of somebody that you know and they're racist?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump, the Great White Hope is a racist?
Yeah, because he's a great white hope, but not a hope for everyone else.
Do you know, how do you know he's a racist?
I'll put it like this, because this is normally what happens, and I'm going to predict where you're about to try to go. Everyone does this. Who do you know? You just asked that, right? Who do you know? What has he done? What exactly? See, there's things in his life that people forget to do, which is feel. And I don't need to sit down and narrow down, this proved, because nothing will ever really satisfy you or anyone else to prove that anyone's a racist.
Do you know President Trump?
But I've had a lifetime myself of dealing with it.
I asked you, who do you know that's a racist?
I can make up a name right now and you wouldn't know whether it's true.
Do you know President Trump?
Huh?
You know President Trump?
Do you know him?
No,
you defend him as if you do.
I asked you, who do you know that's a racist? And you said President Trump.
Yeah.
And do you know him?
He's the president. What do you mean?
Do you know him?
What do you mean, do I know him?
Personally, do you know him?
I know, yeah. I don't know him personally.
I don't need to call him a racist.
I don't need to. There are people walking this earth that literally think that they are superior to another culture, to another ethnicity. So you can't
you're talking about Louis Farrakhan?
No, I'm talking about like the history of this world.
Are you talking
Everyone is capable of being racist. Everybody. Because it's a thought pattern of thinking you're superior. If that's what
Louis Farrakhan is a racist?
I don't know him.
You do know Louis Farrakhan.
I don't know him.
You ever heard him speak?
I don't really listen to him, no.
You never heard Louis Farrakhan speak?
A little bit, yeah.
Is he a racist?
I don't know. I have not heard him say racist things.
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the video. And tell everybody. About the show. I do a lot of work in the inner cities, Compton and South Central LA and East LA sometimes now. And a lot of people watch my shows in those areas and they want to know why can't, the blacks are asking me, why can't we keep the Latinos out of our schools, out of our communities? And a lot of blacks are leaving those areas because of the violence between the blacks and the Hispanics and things.
Yeah.
What do you say to those blacks who don't want the Hispanics there and are leaving as a result of Hispanics coming in?
Yeah, I think that this is a result. As a result of something bigger, which is the system that we have set up. And again, talking about white people and white privilege, and how white privilege has affected people of color, and now is making us go against each other instead of working together. So our diversity actually is our greatest strength. And you see that violence on the streets, and if you work in the inner city, you know about the gangs and the arguments around gangs.
Yeah.
And we can't talk about that without talking about the school prison pipeline, where police target certain people, especially African Americans.
So are you saying that the white people are making the blacks, are causing the blacks and Hispanics to fight one another?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
what's wrong with the blacks and Hispanics that they would allow someone else to cause them to fight each other and hate one another?
Well, it's about power. It's about access, and it's about power. If we work together, we're definitely stronger because we're the majority right now. So if if we continue working together and getting the things that we want and working towards that, I mean, imagine the powers at hand right now, what's going to happen to them? So it's really a conversation about power, and this is why it's so strategic for them to make sure that we are not aligned. And often we see these things, and I hate to get so conspiracy here, but it's true that historically we have been put against, because it's easier to manage a community that is not united and unified.
Amazing.
Than a community that is separated.
I've noticed that when immigrants come here to this country, they don't seem to want to assimilate. Why is that?
I think that's a very big generalization. You know, number one, not all immigrants are of the same age or educational background. Some immigrants come here and there are farmers, and they come here to ask for, asylum. Actually, there are already ways where we bring immigrants here to work in our field. So they have a very different experience than someone like me that came to go to college, that learned English, and 20 years later ran for city council in the second largest city in the country. So we can generalize that they don't want to assimilate. I mean, culturally, we're very, very, different. And again, immigrants or Latinos, well, immigrants from Africa, immigrants from Europe are very different. Immigrants from Canada are very different than Latin American immigrants that come here.
Right.
So I don't know if we can generalize that every immigrant doesn't want to assimilate.
I noticed that there's a push for illegal aliens to become citizens in this country, even though they broke the law to get here. They have driver's licenses, they want free insurance, houses, and they want us to take care of them. Is that fair that the American taxpayer should have to take care of illegal aliens?
Well, if you pay taxes, you should enjoy the benefits of what paying taxes gives you. And immigrants that come here, whether it's legally or illegally, they pay taxes.
But
so therefore, they should also enjoy the benefits of any other taxpayer in this country.
Well, most of them don't pay taxes because they work under the table.
We all pay taxes. I can tell you that I was an undocumented immigrant for a few years and had to pay taxes. In fact, when you come here, the first thing that they advise you is to start paying taxes with a tax ID number. That's what anyone. Why? Because if you want to ever adjust your status, you're gonna need to present in good faith that you have been complying and assimilating to the rules of this country. So I think that that's a big misinformation. And sadly, today with the COVID-19, a lot of people, for example, that pay taxes, they don't get taxes in they don't get that money back, taxes in return at all. Just like you and I, pay our taxes. We file our taxes every year, and we might get money if we pay too much, or we might not. A lot of undocumented immigrants don't have the benefit to do that. So they just put money on Uncle Sam's piggy bank, and they don't get anything back.
The thing I don't like is that, I work hard, and I would rather have more of my tax money in my pocket rather than giving it to a group of people who broke the law to get here, showing respect for the country, respect for the citizens here. Why should I want to pay my money for people who are breaking the law to come here? And then they're having all these babies because Mexicans are having babies like 90 going north. Why would I want to take care of illegal aliens' babies too?
Well, they can say the same thing about you.
Why? I'm a citizen.
And helping you, well, they're not getting anything in return. Again, I just explained that a lot of undocumented folks pay into the tax system.
How do they pay? They don't, because they're not taking it out of their paychecks.
You are required by law to present money. So let's say I'm a gardener and I get paid $100 a week. I'm required to report that and pay taxes over that.
But most illegals don't report it, though. They get paid a private check in their name, and they never have to report that. Especially the gardeners and the housekeepers. Especially with the gardeners and the housekeepers, they don't report it. They put it in their pocket.
Let's say they don't report it and they put their money under the mattress.
Right.
They still pay sales tax, which goes to a lot of
Amazing. I don't know if this is true or not, but I read that you successfully pushed for California to allow illegals to obtain driver's licenses. Is that true?
Yeah. I'm
really?
Very proud.
Why would you do that?
Well, because for a lot of us that worry about safety, like yourself, it's easier to have someone going through the system, having their information, taking the car test, entering them into the system so that if anything happens, we know. Do you imagine the millions of people that were driving out there without knowing what they were doing? I mean, we all come from different places, Europe, the Middle East, Asia, Africa, and we all have our different ways.
I know, but we were talking about illegal aliens, not the ones that come through the front door, but the ones who are breaking in through the back door.
You're saying that Europeans are not illegal?
Right.
I don't agree with you.
Why
there
not?
are tons of Europeans that come to this country and are undocumented today.
Like where?
Where
is that?
I live in your city,
I'm
and
sorry?
I know plenty. And, I encourage you to also think about...
But that wouldn't be right if they're illegal aliens. It wouldn't be right for them to get a driver's license either. If they're illegal, it doesn't matter the color. It's just we shouldn't reward criminals.
I'm glad that you're mentioning that you don't care about color, because your argument makes it very a little ambivalent that it's okay for some people and not for others.
No, anyone that break the law to come to our country, as the illegal aliens are doing, they should not be rewarded.
Too, and don't have documents, and nobody's talking about them. I have not heard you say the first time that Canadian undocumented folks or European undocumented folks. So watch out for the color there, because it's very misleading. Now, do we need, having a driver's license is a privilege, is not a right. I don't know if you know that. That's why California was able to change the rules.
And so if it wasn't for the white people, illegal aliens and immigrants wouldn't have an American could come to. And so the whites let them in, and when they get here, they discriminate against the whites. How do you feel about that?
Well, number one, I want to clarify a few things. White people came to this country, and indigenous people were already in this country.
It wasn't a country, though.
There were indigenous people living here.
No, but they were out in the woods smoking pot. They weren't doing anything. They were living in the woods.
Indeed, you don't even believe that. You yourself are cracking.
No, they were smoking what they call, what was it, peyote or something. They were smoking peyote. They wasn't building a country. It wasn't a country.
White people came here, exploited this land that belonged to indigenous people in this country, and therefore karma is a real thing. I leave you with that.
But if they get rid of the white people, they're going to do to this country what they have done to the country that they left to get here.
I don't believe that.
Why not?
I mean, undocumented folks and just immigrants in general are the backbone of this country. White people came here as immigrants. What are you talking about? They came here to found this country from a whole other place, escaping religious, discrimination. Like, come on.
But why, if they are so smart, if the immigrants and the illegals are so talented and smart, why don't they build their own country? Why do they come here and turn this country into a hellhole?
Because we live in a free society where we can do what we want. Isn't that your promise too?
I know, but it's not their country. It belongs to white people.
This country belongs to everyone here. It doesn't just belong to white people, or it doesn't belong to you either, or it doesn't belong to people that believe that certain people are better than other people. This country is for all of us.
I got to heat this interview up and put you on the hot seat, but I first want to ask, you seem to be, as you say, you're a go-getter, you're a tough lady, you have degrees, and you don't...
Yeah, and they want to marry me for that, according to you.
Right. They'll have sex with you, but they won't marry you.
But there you go. Or have kids
with you.
Go tell them.
But let me ask, you are an organizer. Why not go back to your country and organize that country with the talent and the ambition that you have? Why not go back and organize your own country?
I have started doing some efforts in Colombia as well, in my town.
Uh-huh.
But this is home now. I have been here for over 25 years now. So this is home.
But we are a capitalist nation, and we don't want socialist people to come here with their socialist ideas and turn America into a socialist society. Because you guys left a socialist society, you didn't like it. Why would you come here to create the same environment?
Get our histories together. Colombia is not a socialist place either, or a
yes,
socialist.
it is. I have several friends from there.
Okay. Don't spread lies, please. Don't spread crazy ideas. Colombia is a capitalist country. In this country, let's not forget that as capitalist it is, your promise is that this is a free land for everyone. And here we are.
How do you feel about white people being discriminated against? They're hated for no reason. They're discriminated against. Do you like the fact that white people are being discriminated against? They're called white supremacists. They're called Nazis. They're called everything but decent people. Are you happy with the fact that white people are being discriminated against?
White people should be discriminated against, just like what I don't think African Americans or Latinos should be discriminated against. I do believe that there is white supremacy here. I do believe that white people, not everyone, but some of them, behave with white privilege. I do believe that that is affecting us all, including you.
How do you feel about black supremacists and Mexican supremacists, those Mexicans that wear the red bandinos, and the black people that go, black power, black power? Are you against that?
Again, I don't think anyone, including black people, should be discriminated against.
But no, are you against the blacks that go, black power, black power?
The Ku Klux Klan. If the Ku Klux Klan can do it, some black groups should too.
So you're not against the blacks and the Mexicans doing it with the red bambinos on and things like that? You're not against that?
I don't know what group is that, but it doesn't sound so bad to me.
But you're against white people promoting so-called white supremacists?
I'm against white supremacists.
But not black and Mexican supremacists.
What I don't support, let's just make a distinction because you're interchanging terminology here and it's very dangerous. I don't support people discriminating against white people. I don't support people discriminating among African Americans. I don't support people discriminated against anyone because of their ethnicity or their race. What I don't believe is right is white supremacy when it's used against other people and generating laws that affect other people in disparity.
How about black supremacists and Mexican supremacy? When they do it to white people, do you agree then?
I never heard of black supremacists.
Black power.
That's different than black supremacists.
What? Amazing. Do you love white people?
I love everybody.
Do you love white people?
I love some white people, yeah.
Do you love white people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I also love black people, I also love Latino people, and I also love Asian people, and I also love Middle Eastern people. I love people.
But how about the whites?
They were included too.
But I didn't ask about anybody but the whites. I asked, do you love white people?
Yeah.
You do? Are you a Christian?
I'm not a Christian.
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. I have with me Rev Ann Hayman, pastor of St. Paul Presbyterian Church in Los Angeles, California, and the Religious Coalition for Reproductive Choice. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for
I
asking me.
appreciate you for being here. Do you minister to men and women?
I do.
You do, and are they mostly black? I know you're in a black community.
I'm currently serving an African American congregation. Yeah.
Oh, so is it 100% black?
Ooh, close.
Oh,
Probably
really?
about 95%.
Men and women?
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
amazing.
Yeah.
And are you surprised?
Amazing. No, very typical Presbyterian church, really.
Right.
The Bible has been used so extensively historically against women, minorities, category other, and I wanted to know how, well, I knew how it impacted me. I wanted to know what I could do to possibly make that better or different. I spent 28 years living with prostitutes here in Los Angeles, and that was at God's behest. Now, he had a great plan. It worked wonderfully, and I loved every minute of it. But I would not be willing to second guess at all God's plan for me. There was a plan, no doubt about it. Always has been, probably always will be.
Were you surprised that God called you to be over men?
No.
The head of men?
I have 4 younger brothers. I've always been over on top of that. I really have.
Why would God put a woman the head of a man? Or men?
I don't know, and I don't know that God really worries about that a whole lot, because that's always been my situation in life. And I work very well with men. I do.
You're not surprised that he would put you in as head of men?
Mm-mm.
No. Do you believe in that spiritual order of God?
Probably not.
You don't believe in that order. What is that order?
Well, it's probably a male God and a male Jesus with men. If you're doing the hierarchy thing,
Right.
And somewhere down at the bottom you're going to find women and children.
So you don't believe in God and Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, woman over children? Why not?
I don't even think it's scriptural, if you want to know the truth.
How are you going to represent God if you don't believe in his order?
Oh, I believe in a whole lot of other stuff. Not necessarily that order, but I believe in a whole lot of other stuff.
Are you surprised that men come and listen to you?
No.
Why not?
They like me.
No, I mean, as a minister.
Well, okay, now, how do we address this? I came to a church that already existed to be their interim pastor actually 8 years ago. It's unusual to be an interim pastor for 8 years, but we've been busy. That was a pre-established congregation when I came, and there were men and women and children involved in this congregation, so I just stepped in to be their pastor.
Was it headed up by a man prior to you?
Yes.
It was. So you took a man's
I did.
position there. You don't seem to understand right and wrong or good versus evil. And being a reverend, I'm a little surprised. Why is that?
Well, I certainly don't have your sense of right and wrong.
What sense do you have of right and wrong?
Well, I know good when I see it, and I know evil when I see it. I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah. And do you believe there's a God and a devil?
I believe there's evil. Sure.
How about a God and a devil?
I don't do much with the Satan thing. I just don't.
You don't? What do you teach at your church?
I teach them the truth. I teach them about salvation. I teach them about how to be better people.
What is the truth?
Well, that's a good question, and that's going to be my sermon this Sunday. I just read an article in the LA Times last week about racism, and the white people that were polled said that there wasn't really a racism problem, and the black people who were polled said that there was a racism problem. Now, who's speaking the truth there?
The white folks.
Not necessarily. I'm a white folk, and I don't believe that racism isn't a problem.
There's no such thing as racism.
Well, that doesn't. Just because it's a cultural construct doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist.
Oh, really?
Do you believe racism?
You're a black man, and you're going to sit here and tell me that racism doesn't exist.
And I grew up on a plantation down in Alabama under the Jim Crow laws. Racism does not exist. It's a lie. Do you disagree with that?
Oh, please. I pastor an African-American church. I see it daily.
But you're a white woman, you pastor in a black church.
Yeah.
Where's your proof that racism exists?
The proof is in the differences in their salaries.
In their salaries? That's not true. I mean, people work at different levels and at different times, and Yeah, and they do different jobs, so that's not proof. Give me some real proof here.
I have women in my congregation who are caregivers.
Right.
And they are paid to the person less than the women of other races, other colors that work for the same agency.
Okay, so I pay my black employees more than I do my white ones.
Good for you.
More, is that racism?
I'm not sure what that is.
Why not?
Racism is a power differential.
I'm discriminating against my white employees. I'm paying my black people, and my white employees are better workers.
So it is discrimination.
Is that
There's no doubt about
racism?
it, but I'm not sure it's racism.
Why not?
Because the white folks still call the shots.
But I'm calling the shot.
Well,
The
and
shots.
if you want
I'm
to
calling the
discriminate in
shot.
that manner, I don't know that anybody would ever stop you.
Is it racism?
No.
Well, why, if the white man does it, I don't do that, by the way, but why is it that...
Darn. Thought I would get your employees a nice little raise here.
Why is it if the white man did it, does it, it's racism, but if I do it, it's not?
Well, white privilege is the answer.
But I'm privileged here. I own the company. I'm paying the salary.
But that doesn't necessarily give you the kind of privilege that a white man would have.
I have a better privilege. I own the company.
All right. Good for you.
So why is it if the white man did it, it's racism? If I do it, it's not.
Because the privilege lies with my skin color, okay? Not with what I own or what I do.
Then why did you use that as an example then? Give me an example of racism. That's not an example then, because I own the company. I'm black as the ace of spades. I'm discriminating against my white employees.
And that's not racism.
And it's not racism. But if my white counterpart did the exact same thing, it would be racism.
To black employees?
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
That's amazing. And that makes sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Bible says that our battle is not physical, but a spiritual battle, that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spirits and principalities and wickedness in high places. It's a spiritual battle. Is that true?
Sure.
Then why do you call it a physical battle?
Well, because we live in a physical realm, and much of what we deal with is physicality.
But the Bible, no, everything we do is spiritual. We just live in a physical body. But everything we do is spiritual. So why not follow the rule of God rather than the the order of man? God says it's spiritual. Why not go with that? Since you are a reverend.
I'm looking for balance here. I like my physical life and my spiritual life to be pretty much in sync with each other, and it's doable most of the time, although the older I get, the more difficult it seems to be. But I don't like the idea of spiritual warfare. I don't like the idea that
So which God are you called by? Because you don't like anything that the Creator likes. Are you called by your father the devil or the Creator God?
Oh my gosh.
Let me ask, is it immoral to have children out of wedlock?
Boy. I think at one time it was. I don't think it is at this stage of the game.
Why did it change? At one time it was immoral. Why did it change?
I think women just did it. I think they just said, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm pregnant. I'm going to keep the kid. And society can like it or not like it. I don't know.
So does it make it moral for them to make that decision?
Moral?
Is it moral to have children now? Even though I'm pregnant, I just had a baby. Is that moral or immoral?
It's a sound moral decision to keep.
Is it immoral? No. Amazing. So who is God? Who is God to you?
Well, God is a spirit, a good spirit, a spirit of grace, a spirit of kindness, compassion, integrity. God has a lot of integrity.
Is he a spirit of truth?
Sure.
But you haven't told the truth.
I've spoken from my heart. I think that probably qualifies as the truth.
But you don't recognize good at all. Everything you seem to recognize is evil. And you're calling that good.
Well,
and I'm a little confused about it because you are a reverend. I'm a little confused about it. That's why I'm bringing it to the forefront, because I want to understand it. And I know you have a church, and you're talking to other people. And you're talking to black people, and black people have enough problem already with denial of truth. And you seem to not recognize truth. Why is that?
I think I recognize truth when I hear it or see it.
Is God a masculine spirit or feminine?
No. Neither. It's a spirit, a power.
A power.
A force, a light. I don't think of God as male or female, either one. Probably more female than male.
Are you coming up with these ideas of your own, or because those are not God's ideas or His ways? Are you like making up your own rules?
Oh no, I have a master's degree in feminist spirituality. There are plenty of sisters out there who are in the same camp that I am.
And are they making up their own rules?
No, I think they're reading. I think they read history and scripture with a hermeneutic of suspicion, because it was given to us one way and interpreted to us in one particular fashion. Doesn't mean that was the penultimate or the right way to do it. And they've gone back, they've looked at the text, they've restudied the words, they've brought their own experience to bear on their reading of scripture, and they've said, wait a minute, I'm not sure that that's right, or how it's been interpreted to us is right.
When they read the scriptures or whatever they read, they're coming up with their own interpretation of it?
Well, another interpretation. I don't know that it's necessarily their own.
Where are they getting these ideas from? Who is revealing this to them?
Study.
Study is? So they trust their own intellect?
Sure.
And that's not a good thing to do.
Why not?
Because your own intellect will lead you astray. Because
really?
Our own intellect is that of the deceiver. And he will cause you to believe whatever it is your ego needs to believe in order to deceive you.
I don't feel deceived.
You don't?
No.
So you are part of the Feminist Agenda Network. What is the purpose of that organization?
Well, actually, it's a group of Presbyterian women who are feminist in their thought, in their politics, probably both, and in their faith. And we get together occasionally. We take on mission projects that come across the spectrum. We get involved in Presbyterian church things when we see an opportunity to do that. We read books together. We study together. We meet.
What is a feminist?
What is a feminist? Feminist is a woman-identified woman.
Are you different than the National Organization of Women Who Hate Men? Are you the same kind of feminist?
I'm a member of, or I was a member of now, and really? I don't believe hating men is their goal.
No, the National Organization of Women hate men. They hate the unborn.
There are men who are members of now.
But they're weak. Those are girly men.
Whoa, girly men. Oh, I love it. They would not like to hear you say that.
Why not?
You may have a fight on your hands.
Do you believe that human beings, that we are in a fallen state?
Yes and no. I mean, I think we could do better, absolutely. I don't think it's hopeless. I'm encouraged, although these last few weeks have been pretty rough for the human the human state. We've hit in my lifetime probably an all-time low.
So when you say yes and no, it's either yes or no.
Well, we sin, and we sin boldly, but we're forgiven. And I guess I bank more heavily on our ability to seek and get forgiveness than I do on the fact that we don't always do what God expects of us.
What is the fallen state?
Well, I was going to ask you that question because I'm not quite sure what your image of that is.
Right, and I'll give mine, but you are a reverend, so I wanted to get your opinion of it, and then I'll follow up on it.
For me, Jesus gave us really high expectations for our behavior, and then He modeled it for us. He showed us how to do it, and I think when we're not in a fallen state, we're living up to His expectations, and when we are in a fallen state, we're not.
And so that fallen state is a falling away from God due to sin?
Yeah.
Due to sin.
Yes.
Is it possible to be born again of God and still sin?
Sure.
How is that?
Well, I don't think that being born again alleviates our capacity for sin.
Why not?
Well, because the invitation that comes with being born again is to follow.
But isn't it true that when we are born again of God, we have a brand new nature? We have His nature, right? and his nature is a sinless nature. So sin is no longer part of us.
We diverge quickly here. I don't think that we inherit his sinlessness.
But we become his children once you're born again, right? And so if our Father has a sinless nature, wouldn't we also have one?
Not
because
necessarily.
we have the identity of our Father?
No, because I think we're our own beings, and I have free will. I mean, I can love Jesus till hell freezes over, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to make some mistakes.
But when you are a sinner, Satan is your father, right? You have his nature.
I see sin as more falling short of the expectations that Jesus has set for us, or missing the mark, maybe. I don't think that I necessarily engage with Satan at the point where I make a mistake, no.
But aren't we either children of God or children of Satan?
Ooh.
You're either of your
I don't
father
do the
God.
black and white thing like that.
You're either of your father God or of your father the devil.
No, because I think I can love God just fine and still make mistakes, and it doesn't necessarily put me in Satan's camp at all.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is it?
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. You know, I grew up on a plantation down in Alabama. I grew up under the Jim Crow laws, and we were restricted as to where we could live. I remember the colors only signs, white only signs, but Black America did better then than they are today, when in reality they can do what they want. The thing that we had going on that we don't have today is family. You know, we had fathers and mothers and grandmothers and grandfathers. My great-grandfather was killed in his bed by a white owner from another plantation because he hired a black guy that came from that plantation. But not one time were we told to hate or blame. They said they were good and bad in all races. And yet blacks own land, they own businesses, they went to black universities, came back, educated, and we were moving forward.
Yes.
And so I don't see this thing where racism is holding black people back at all. I think it's due to the destruction of the family and the lack of moral character, and that the Democrats are playing on that. Rather than saying what it really is, they say it's racism, and that prevents many blacks, if not most, from growing up.
Oh, yes. Well, 3 points. One is, I can't believe you're that old. It is true what they say, black don't crack.
That's right.
Point two, I have at least a whole chapter on that in my book, Mugged, and the problem of single motherhood. And oh my gosh, you see it in the knockout games, the disaffected urban youth. What hope? What hope is there for this large percentage of African Americans born into single-parent families? Yep. And one of the studies I cite is from, and in a way it's hopeful because at least we see what the problem is and that it can be solved, from actually a liberal think tank, the Urban Institute, says if you remove the factor of single motherhood, the difference in black and white crime rates disappears.
That's right. 100%.
It's all a problem of single motherhood. They're not exercising Christian forgiveness.
That's right, 100%.
You got to forgive.
That's right.
You got to move on.
Absolutely.
Forgive white America and you can go out and achieve.
And especially the white folks who are living today, they had nothing to do with the past. They had nothing to do with what's going on now. And yet they are blamed and treated as though they were the slave owners or that they went over to Africa and brought the people back. It's so ridiculous. And you're right about Christianity. It gives you courage. It gives you the love that comes from God. And you know that all is well with your life. Since the early 90s, we've been fighting to get the government to put a wall around the borders because by way of my nonprofit, we try to help young men find jobs. And a lot of these guys are not educated. And so what we did was we would put them out on the street there on the corners to get picked up by contractors and others. And they would not pick up the black guys. They would pick up the illegal aliens. And I found out later that they were doing it because they were paying them low wages. And they would have to pay the blacks more.
Right.
So they refused to pick them up. And so I'm thinking that black Americans should 100% be behind putting a big, beautiful wall around the borders and stopping the illegals from just coming in, because they're ending up in the black communities and they're bringing drugs and crimes.
Yes.
And the gang members are supported by the drug lords.
Oh, yes.
And you would think that all blacks would be in favor of that, but because of the brainwashing of the Democratic Party and the media, they're not. And it's so unfortunate because it's destroying the black community.
Yes, it is. And there are a few things that would help African Americans as much as a wall and deportations.
Yes.
And it really is appalling how liberals act as if they are, you know, the big champions of minorities.
Yeah.
This is devastating the black community.
Maxine Waters gave a speech a couple years ago over at one of the local churches here. She said to black people that the Republicans want to tear down the projects. They want to take you out of the projects.
Fantastic.
Right. And she said, but I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to keep you in the projects you're in, and I'm going to build new ones. And the people applauded, yeah. I'm like, can you be that brainwashed? Can you be that dumb? This woman is telling them that she's going to keep them down, and they applaud that.
I mean, we see with this rioting, Ferguson, Baltimore, and so on, and just looking at the black teenage unemployment rate, yeah, black people need jobs.
Yes.
That is, I mean, that's what
right.
I loved about Trump. But a big part of it is getting rid of the cheap, both legal and illegal alien labor,
That's right.
and building the wall. And yeah, okay, you know, fancy Bel Air, Beverly Hills housewives like their Hispanic servants. They're very tractable. They clean like you wouldn't believe.
Yep.
But
don't
right. You know, don't act like you're the big humanitarian when you want to bring in people because it solves your servant problem.
That's right.
And that is the modern left right now. They could not care less about African Americans. African Americans are the shock troops.
Yes, that's right.
But as for jobs, oh, no, I'm sorry. We have Juanita the maid.
I got to ask you about men. First of all, do you see Trump as a real man?
Yes, in many ways. I mean, I don't, I obviously don't like the 3 marriages, but he's Trump. Okay, it's one off. Don't, divorced Republican men don't think this is a pass going forward. No, we're making a special exception for him. But no, I love that he's such an alpha male.
Yes.
And I mean, even when he was cranky, and I love that he was politically incorrect. It was like a retro 1950s man, and nobody would really say that, but I think that's really appealing to people.
When he had first announced that he was running, and he said, I'm going to build a big, beautiful wall around the borders. I'm going to deport illegals. I'm going to deal with ISIS, wipe them out, cut back on taxes, get rid of regulation and restrictions. I said then, that very same day, Donald Trump, in a long time, in the last 50 to 60 years, and he is an example of what men were when I was growing up.
Yes.
And we don't have that for the most part anymore.
Yes.
So
it was the Mexican rapist line that got me. That won my heart. But I mean, similar to you, what I was waiting for, it wasn't the first day. I had to wait to see, is he going to back down? Because we've been betrayed so many times. Why? Because you're right. I mean, I don't want to sit back and be bitchy about men, but they have been beaten down, and gosh, a lot of men have become sissies.
Yes.
And
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's not good.
I keep asking, how do men sell out manhood?
Yeah.
I can't see myself selling out manhood. I don't care what anyone says. And I don't know how they give in like that.
It starts from a very, very young age with the gender-neutral toys. And here, would you like to wear a dress, Johnny? And anything Johnny does, like draw a picture of a gun, and he's expelled. I mean, it is just the sissification of the American man.
What's missing in society, I believe in the order of God. And that order is God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. It's a spiritual order.
Yes.
And I saw that working in the black community when I was growing up.
Yes.
And then the government came under Lyndon B. Johnson and the civil rights leaders, and they said, okay, we're going to take care of blacks. You can't make it because of racism, but you're going to have to take the fathers out.
Yes.
And so they removed the fathers, and the government became the daddy, and the race hustlers became the leader. And so I have not, since that time, the ideal of masculinity and manhood and stuff disappeared in the black community. And now I see it disappearing in the white community and other communities too, because men have lost that idea of being a man.
Yes.
And a man is a man who loves what's right with all his heart, soul, and might. Because when he does, if he wants a family, he starts a family, that love is going to be passed down from God through Christ to him, to his wife. And I just don't see that happening anymore. And you're right, it is, they're being destroyed in the educational system. They're being destroyed by being raised by single mothers now.
Yes.
Because they're not getting that identity from their fathers. And boys and girls need that.
I also think that's part of the reason from what I hear in places like Sweden, these barbaric, probably terrorist refugees are really popular with the hot Swedish gals. And I heard about this and I thought, so Swedish men have been so pussified that, okay, yeah, he might cut my head off, but at least it's a man. Right. I'll take the Muslim terrorist.
Oh, God. So are other ladies or women asking you how to get past their fears and their emotions so that they can start standing for what is right as well?
I give them all the same advice. And, you know, I was raised a Christian. I always thought of myself as a Christian, except one time when I was like 13, I think I taunted my mother for about a week by claiming I was an atheist. But that was the end of my teenage rebellion. But it wasn't until, I mean, I think I didn't really have a big, like, epiphanal moment. But when I became a really totally serious Christian, there is just a peace that comes over you.
Yes.
Remember, nothing else matters. I brought a non-Christian with me to my church in New York when I was writing my third book, because it had to be written really, really fast. And I lived in New York, and he told everyone, because he wasn't a Christian, he said, because everyone knew I was, said, do you go to church with her? And he said, well, yes, because that's the only time I know she'll leave her apartment. I have to catch her on Sundays.
That's right.
I'd leave my apartment to get Diet Coke and cigarettes, and once every Sunday come down, walk to church, and go home again. And it really did. I mean, it wasn't like, the reason I thought of that was, it actually ended up helping, because you get uptight when you have a deadline and you can't think and you can't do what you need to do. But, you know, at least once a week on Sundays, I'd be reminded, this doesn't matter.
That's right.
It really doesn't. I'm going to do my best.
Yes.
And once you have that peace,
so
I mean, that's such a teeny example and not something that important.
So true.
But when it pervades your entire life.
Yeah. My father and mother were not married. So my mother married my stepfather before I was born, because it was an embarrassment to have children out of wedlock.
What a wonderful world.
Yeah. But inside of my soul, I had a yearning for my father. And when I would ask my mother about him, she, oh, forget about him, he's no good. So I started to resent her for that. And as you know, you become like who you resent. So I took on her attitude, her personality, and I became a fear and doubt and worry and all that stuff, not from so-called racism, but for yearning for my father and not forgiving my mother for the way she felt about it. When I was 38 years old, I finally asked God to let me see why was I insecure and doubtful and had fear and all that stuff. He caused me to realize that it was because I resented my parents.
Yes.
I yearned for my father and resented my mother, and that kept me away from his love, you know, from entering into the kingdom. And so I went and forgave them, and when I forgave them, God forgave me, and he gave me perfect peace. He made me whole. And I've gone through more, as you know, I've gone through more hell in those days, but I see now that my battle is a spiritual battle and not a physical one. So when I'm attacked, it doesn't bother me on the inside at all.
Yeah.
I'm not moved by it. I understand they can't help it. I stand up and I deal with it.
I kind of enjoy it.
But it's fun. I try to tell people that. When you are made whole, it's fun dealing with evil. It's fun dealing with people who hate you because personally, you're not moved by it at all.
Right.
I don't know any other woman like you that have that peace like that.
It's not hard to get.
I know.
I mean, as I wrote, I titled one of my columns Back-A-Ways because someone on TV was making fun of Christianity, saying something like, oh yeah, well, it's a good deal if you can get it. and I think I titled it, the best deal in the world. It's really easy.
I now understand how you can deal with it. You're not bothered by it. It's not personal to you. It'll work itself out. It's not a big deal. And that's what Christianity is all about. Not to be angry, not to be worried. Know that it's a spiritual battle and deal with it.
Yes, and Christians ought to be the most fearless people in the world.
That's
Everything
right.
you do, you're operating with a net. It does make me, wonder about the seriousness of a lot of politicians' alleged Christianity.
Yes.
They know they have to be Christians to get the votes, but wow, one little yelp from the Washington Post or the New York Times, and you are off on the other team.
Yeah. One Sunday I was giving a talk, and I've been wanting to ask you this for a long time. I was giving a talk about what went wrong in this country. And I said that when women got the right to vote.
Yes!
When they got the right to vote, they started voting in all these bad laws that go against family, that goes against the unborn child, that goes against everything. And I was attacked like 90 going north. But I think you said it first because after I was attacked, someone started telling me, so I looked it up. You said the same thing about when women got
repeatedly.
Yeah.
On Politically Incorrect on ABC. And by the way, there were some gals up in the audience. If any of you remember ABC, it was the second highest rated late night TV show. There were some supporters for my position.
Yes.
No, it's exactly for what you were just, in fact, I was just going to mention it. What you were saying about how African Americans started voting Democrat because the government took the men away, so the government becomes dad.
That's
well,
right.
It's the same thing with women. Yeah. Women aren't such bad voters. Single women are bad voters.
Yes.
And especially single mother women are bad voters because they don't feel like they have a man they can rely on. So, if it makes the feminists happy, okay, I'll blame the men for not being reliable husbands and providers. But that is what you need. Yeah. When you can't rely on men, you look to the government to be your husband. And it's not, but it's exactly what you're saying. What they want is the welfare, the benefits, the child care and family leave acts, all this stuff for the kids, or for raising kids and having the government be their husband. But what it ends up doing, it gets to be this inevitable vicious cycle where men become irrelevant.
That's right.
And that's what liberals want, because if there's no family, they can totally rule over us.
That's right. And it's so true because right now there's a warfare between black men and black women because that respect is not there anymore.
Yes.
The government is the daddy. These women don't respect the black men anymore, and it's a mess.
Yes.
Whereas before, the respect was there. You didn't always agree, but the respect was there, and it's no longer there now.
Right, and you combine, if we could get rid of welfare, build the wall, which, by the way, will create a lot of jobs.
Yes,
and those are good jobs.
That's right.
And I love Trump's plan on infrastructure. Nobody's pointed this out, but this discriminates against African Americans, many of whom are involved, as Obama said, in the justice system involved? Was that the expression? Anyway,
yes.
Well, I'm sorry, for some jobs it makes a difference if you're a convicted felon.
That's
You
right.
can't be driving a Brinks truck.
That's
but you know where it doesn't make a difference? On a construction site.
Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell everybody and their mama about the show. Oh, let me ask this first. Are you a Christian? You mentioned faith.
Yes, I'm a Christian.
You are a Christian?
Yeah.
And how long have you been a Christian?
Oh, I would say, I mean, there's been different inflection points of really like recommitting to my faith. We grew up Christian in my family. My parents were both raised Catholic, and so like knew about God, went to church during holidays, that sort of thing. But I was telling your team before we started rolling, I went to a Lutheran church like in later elementary school. We started going when we moved one year and got confirmed like in junior high, I would say, maybe 6th grade. I forget.
Got confirmed?
Yeah, went through the confirmation
like
process.
Like the Catholic thing?
Yeah, but we did it at our Lutheran church. So I did that. And then I chose to go to a Christian college, which was kind of a random, unexpected decision. And I absolutely loved it. So I would say in college was, while I always like was aware of God and probably felt connected to God, during college was when I first really like gave my life to Jesus. And then I would say 2 years ago had another big like moment of like recommitting to my faith.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
And so why do you want to be a Christian?
Why do I want to be a Christian?
Yeah.
I think that's the truth.
What's the truth?
Jesus. I think that the Bible is the truth, and so that's the path that I want to take, is whatever I think is the true path.
And why?
Why? I think because, and I'm not an expert on this stuff, and I'm not a like Christian apologetics person, like expert, but for me, I have experienced the impact of Jesus in my life and in the people's lives around me and stuff like that. And so I've felt it to be true, not just like, oh, I think this is the truth because people say so and the Bible, all that kind of stuff, but I've also experienced it in my life and like very much experienced like Jesus's presence, all of that, and like have that very real relationship with Jesus.
You were raised by your father and mother, they both were Christians?
Catholics.
Yeah,
they raised Catholic, and then we went to Lutheran church together. So yeah, I would say
you
a
were raised
Christian.
by both parents, though.
Yes.
I hear a lot of Christians say they defend their faith.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
And how do you defend a faith? What does that mean, and how do you do it? Because I've been talking about that all week on my radio show, and I don't know what that means or how to do that.
Yeah, I think...
What does that mean, and how do you do it?
Yeah, I think what that means to me is defending your faith is not necessarily being defensive, though that too, but when you're seeing, I think when you see opportunities to speak about your faith and whether that's to talk about Jesus or talk about how your faith has impacted your life, it's taking those opportunities to speak up on that.
Okay.
I think it's also taking opportunities to speak up when you see evil, right, and bad things. I think defending your faith is also speaking up when people might be saying things that are blasphemous, right, or like saying things that are attacking Christians or attacking faith, right? That's then a much more like active defense of the faith. But I think it's being connected to and willing to share about your beliefs. For example, I during 2020 started exploring a lot of like new agey type spirituality stuff.
Oh, okay.
And for like maybe 2 years. And during that time frame, I thought, oh, I'm still totally a Christian and I'm still like good with Jesus. Like this is all works together. It doesn't, spoiler alert. And was exploring these other beliefs and ideas that are not compatible with Christianity. But I felt like they were, right? And so I kind of like was in that zone. And since I came out of that, right, I have a lot of friends who believe those things too. And so very real examples of me being able to defend my faith have been like conversations with those kinds of friends who still are believing those things, where I'm not going to go at them and be like, no, you're wrong because blah, 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 yeah. Right? But I'm going to get curious, or now I'm going to offer like, hey, this is what I was thinking back then also, and now here's what I'm thinking, like, because Jesus.
Okay, amazing.
Thanks.
And do you have perfect peace?
perfect peace? Oh
Yes.
gosh, how would we define that? No, not always. I have a very peaceful life, and I would say on an individual level, I'm very peaceful. There's not much that stresses me out, not much that makes me angry or throws me off my center. And even when there are really tough things,
Right.
thankfully, like because of my faith, it's a lot easier to go through tough stuff because I'm trusting that even if it doesn't seem like it to me, like there's a better plan and I'm on the right path.
And so do you have perfect peace?
How would we define perfect peace? And then I can answer it better.
No, I just want to know, do you have it or not?
Oh, I don't really know what it is exactly, but so I would
if
say.
you had it, you would know what it is, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if I have perfect peace, but I would say I'm very peaceful. It's a very peaceful existence for me.
And do you have anger?
Very rarely.
Do you have anger?
Sometimes.
So, and why?
I think I feel anger when I don't get angry very easily at all.
Right.
And again, like, because it takes me caring about something a lot to get angry over it. And even then, anger is not necessarily the most productive emotion to feel in most cases. But stuff that angers me is when, I think the most is when like people I care about, people like whether it's friends, family, my boyfriend, whoever it is, like family members, when people are mistreated, taken advantage of, treated poorly, that sort of thing, that kind of stuff makes me mad.
Is it possible to be of God and have anger?
Yes.
And how is that possible?
Well, because that's one of our many human emotions that we have been given as humans. And
So you believe God gave you anger?
Well, I think God gave us the capacity to experience anger, absolutely. I think God gave us all of our emotional capacities. Now, I don't know where in the Bible this is, we could look it up, but I know we are allowed to experience anger, but then not supposed to act from that place, right? Well, not supposed to sin as a result of our anger, right? Not supposed to mistreat other people as a result of our anger. So I think it's totally fine to experience anger. It's what you do with that anger.
So you believe that God gave you the ability, capacity of being angry?
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
And if that's true, why does God say that anyone that has anger is a murderer and do not trust an angry person?
Where is that?
In the Word.
But where?
In the Word.
Where
I
is
don't know
it,
how to
Desi?
read it. I'm not a Bible thumper, it's in there though. But why would he say that if you believe he gave you the ability to be angry?
So I think and again, I'm not an expert in Scripture.
You're not a Bible thumper?
No, I'm not a Bible thumper, nor am I an expert in Scripture. So I actually would be so curious to, like, I'm going to add that to my mental list to look up later and look into that. But
he
I
said
think
that anyone that has anger is a murderer.
Yeah, has like committed anger toward their brother or something like that.
I think not trust an angry person.
Well, yeah. So I think the seed of anger, like that, can go in a lot of bad directions, right? And so I think it is. And again, I forget the verse, but I think it's, be angry but don't sin from your anger. And so I think it's that moment of, okay, if you experience anger, give it to God, go to God with that, talk to God about why you're angry, but don't act from that place, right?
Well, he didn't say all that. Why do you say it?
Well, I would want to see, if we're going to be talking about Scripture, I would want to pray in the Bible, be angry and go,
If it was possible to overcome anger and never be angry again about any situation, but deal with everything perfectly, would you want to do that? If it was possible to overcome
never
anger.
Feel anger. I don't enjoy feeling. Yeah.
Okay.
Anger's not
I'll tell you before the show ends today how to do it.
Okay.
So if you knew how to do it, to overcome it, you would do it?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I rarely feel anger, and it's when I do feel it, it's not, I don't enjoy it, but I think too, it's when we feel any kind of unpleasant
Well, I'm going to tell you what
emotion.
to do so you would never even feel it anymore.
Perfect. Deal.
Because it wouldn't be inside of you, so you wouldn't feel it.
Okay. Deal.
Oh, let me ask this one other thing, and I want to get to what you're doing, your work.
Yes.
Do you create your own thoughts?
Oh, this is a fun question. Yes, but not every single thought I think is our creation. I think we can create our own thoughts. I think God can give us thoughts. I think also the enemy, devil, can give us thoughts.
And how do you create your own thoughts?
Oh, we're getting very metaphysical here. How do we create our own thoughts based on our beliefs, based on the stimulus we're taking in from our environment, based on what we're going through, based all of that.
But how do you create thoughts from that?
Know the answer to that exactly.
So then why do you think you create thoughts then?
Because I don't think that every single thought is only from God or not God. What do you think, actually? I'm curious.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. I want to know.
You're the expert here.
Not on that.
So let me ask. So you don't create it. Okay. We'll get to that in a minute, too.
Because I think you can have thoughts that aren't from you and aren't from God.
Oh, I know what I want to ask. Are you a good person?
I think so, yes.
You are a good person?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
And what's good about you?
I think that you're going to make me get braggy or something over here. I think I do my best to be connected to God and live the way that I think God wants me to live. I think I'm a kind person. I think I am generous with my energy and my love and things like that. I think that I also have clear principles and things that I stand for, and I'm consistent in those things as well.
Okay, so what's good about you? I know what you think. You just name all these things that you think about yourself, but what's good about you?
I think those are good qualities.
And why do you think those are good qualities?
I mean, I think if I'm basing my belief system off of Christian perspective and godly perspective, I think it is good to follow the teachings of God. So if I'm doing my best, and by no means perfect at it at all, right? So if I'm doing my best to be connected to God and living in the way that He wants me to, then I think I'm doing my best to be good.
Amazing.
You know?
And who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Everything about me?
No, who are you?
Oh my gosh. Who am I? I mean, simplest way to, I love that this is becoming very much like a faith talk. I would say
like a what?
Faith talk, like God talk.
Okay.
That I think the simplest explanation is like child of God, and here to live my life the way that, for that, whatever that unique purpose and that unique path that God has set for me, that's who I'm supposed to live as.
Oh, okay. So you told me you belong to God and what you do, but who are you?
How else do I explain that? I'm my unique person, you know? I'm all the experiences, beliefs, everything that's brought me to this point. And I could throw out like adjectives and stuff like that.
You're saying that you're everything that you've done?
No, I'm
what do you mean by all
me today, right now, is the accumulation of all of my experiences and things from my whole life, right?
So you are accumulation of all your experiences?
on one level. Yeah, on one level.
So when you were robbing a bank,
I've never done that.
Not that you've
never done that.
Are you a bank robber? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
but
how can you be an accumulation of all your experiences? Not that she's robbed a bank. I'm using that as an example. So how can you be?
Well, I also don't like if I were to say like, oh, who am I? And I say I'm a dating coach. That's so limiting. That's just one thing.
But it wouldn't say who you are. It would say what you do.
Correct.
But who are you?
I mean, without explaining it in just adjectives, like child of God, experiencing earth and life for the first time. I'm Lauren Salaun.
What is it like not knowing who you are?
I think I know, well,
I
know who I am and what I stand for very much.
But that's not who you are, though. Who are you?
I'm Lauren.
That's your name.
Okay. How do you want me to answer this question? Because I think you have a very specific answer you're
wondering.
looking for.
No, I'm just wondering. So let me ask.
So wait. Who are you? How would you answer it?
But if I tell you who I
No, but I'm curious. Because I like how you're thinking. You ask interesting questions, so I'm curious how you would answer it.
I'll tell you later. I want you to
You're
smoke on it.
You're going to tell me later on all these things.
You smoke pot?
No.
Have you ever smoked pot?
I have before.
So are you a collection of your pot smoking too?
That is part of my past.
You
and
don't
so
look
that,
like you smoke pot. Why do you smoke pot?
I have before.
Why?
Because I found it in those times to be enjoyable.
Amazing. Isn't that amazing?
I guess.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.
Check out Punchy's Coffee. I have my own coffee now. Punchy Coffee is good. Every bag is roasted to order. Freshest flavor. Top quality. Specialty grade beans. Good. Every dime goes back to Bond, my nonprofit. And we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So when you're drinking coffee and enjoying it, just know you're helping somebody. Amazing coffee. Punchy has his own coffee now. What the? And it's so good. All the way from the plantation to my own coffee. Who would have thought? Did that coffee come from the plantation? Did I pick my own coffee? Check it out. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com/stores and get Punchy's Coffee.